Welcome back to another episode number 75 of the Swoop Shoes Podcast, aka season number 4 of the Swoop Shoes Podcast. So we got everyone back in tonight. We got myself, EricL, aka Knicks basketball returns tomorrow. As you know, they play the Celtics tomorrow on opening night. We got Armani, aka Armastradamus. We got Josh, aka Capture the Flag, Race for Ace 2025. We got Ernest, aka Lake Show, and we got a special guest, Greg Doherty, who's about to become a dad in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
So tonight we're gonna discuss the NBA season, which starts tomorrow. So we got 2 games tomorrow. We got Knicks Celtics, Banner Night number 18 for the Celtics. And we got Timberwolves Lakers. We're going to also talk about what happened last night in the WNBA. There was a game 5 of a WNBA Finals between the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx, in which the New York Liberty had to gut it out in overtime to win their first ever WNBA championship after five appearances in the finals. And I know someone on this panel is very, very happy.
Go New York, go New York, go.
And they'll be attending the parade on Thursday.
The parade in my city, yeah.
So, as we segue to that, last night, the New York Liberty winning last night in overtime to capture their first WNBA championship over the Minnesota Lynx. A fairly entertaining game. Actually a fairly entertaining series. If you look at the entire series, game 1, Lynx came back from 15 points down to steal game 1. Game 3 had the 30-foot shot by Sabrina Ionescu to win that game 80 to 77. Also, game 4, you also had a game that came down to the final seconds. Minnesota Lynx winning that to tie up the series. And then last night, you had Sabrina Ionescu, who went January tour dates on us, going 1 for 19. But you had a big game from Jonquel Jones. You had Stewie.
You're muted, Armani.
You had Stewie, who bricked 2 free throws that would have tied the game, but lucked out when Breanna Stewart made those 2 free throws to take it to overtime. Nafisa Collier, shouts out to her. She was in the bag all series long. All playoffs long. Kayla McBride hit some big shots late in the game.
Courtney Williams.
Yep, she also played big last night, but there was some questionable officiating throughout the whole series.
What? No way.
Yes. Nah, come on. Nah, we gotta
keep away.
Yes, indeed.
Let's keep it a buck. This whole series, actually, these whole playoffs, the officiating has been quite dreadful. I mean,
what? For real?
Yes,
dude,
I'm going.
They related to Scott Foster.
Yes.
It was the Scott Foster finals. It really was.
Yes. It was so.
No,
I mean,
man.
we had the one incident in overtime until the end of the game where Stewie literally traveled
twice.
They missed that call twice and missed that call, but she gets bailed out on the
foul. Yep.
On the foul.
Okay. What happened game 4?
Game 4, same thing.
Oh.
They had the same thing. So I guess they want to even it out, I guess, huh? But long story short, Liberty win their first championship in 5 years in 5 appearances in the WNBA Finals.
We see you, Jabri. We see you.
So give us your thoughts on the Liberty season and where we go from here. And
let me start this off with something positive.
Also, they're the favorites to win in 2025 at plus 200.
Of course we are.
Go ahead, Josh.
Start with something positive,
Not the we. Wow.
Let's start off with something positive. We see you, Reezy. We see you. Man, the Libs, they did what I said they was gonna do. You know, I told y'all it's gonna be straight belt season this postseason, and you know, it happened. So all those clips, I saw the clips. Y'all saw what the podcast did, man. They put a clip of me after they lost like one game against the Aces, and what happened? You know what I'm saying? But we came back, we won the chip, we did it for New York, we did it for Brooklyn, we did it for Barclays, we did it for whoever is in New York supporting Liberty. And Ernest, even though she played like dog crap out there, she still got it done. She got it done. She hit a big shot when we needed to. That 1 out of 19. She hit the big shot when we needed to. And Stewie hit the free throws when she needed to. And to everybody who's gonna say, you know, we got away with a travel and stuff like that. What happened game 4? I'm hearing all this about game 5 and how it was unfair and they just wanted New York to win, but it happened in game 4 for the Lynx. They talking about free throw discrepancies, and the Lynx had more free throws game 4 too. So it's just like it happens. This is basketball. Let's not act like this don't happen in basketball. But back to the positive news. I'm happy that Jacquel Jones got her finals MVP. Yeah, exactly. I know. Who cares? We won. But I'm happy that Jacquel Jones got the MVP and say a B.
Josh, you good?
You good? You good?
They trying to take me out.
Wow.
Shout out to her, because honestly, all that she's went through with the injuries and everything and not being able to play, she showed up when we needed the most. All that the stars that they couldn't do, when the stars couldn't show up, her and Jacquel Jones showed up and they hit big shots and had big possessions for us. And that's what the team is about. Thank you, Reezy. But that's all I want to say. Let's go New York. You saw Barclays was rocking, and we're gonna have a parade on Thursday. Shout out to the Libs.
No, I mean, you know, I was rooting for
yeah. You know who's rooting for. Don't say nothing. What you trying to say? What you trying to lie about? What you trying to lie about?
So yeah, listen. My initial pick was the Aces, and obviously the Aces were handed a loss by the Liberty, and you know, I fell in love with Nafisa Collier's game, man, and really thought that they had a shot, albeit that, you know, Minnesota was undefeated against Liberty this whole season. So, you know, it came close. Did I think that was a foul? No. Nor the refs also missed the travel. But needless to say, like, Sabrina went 1 for 19 from the field?
19, yeah.
1 for 19.
Sabrina Starks in that school? Yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
You can't lose a game like that, and you can't let it play into the refs' hands. Like, at the end of the day, if you have the two best players and the opposing team struggle like that, and you still lose, and you're looking at the refs, yeah. I don't kind of like that. Like,
they,
you know,
Sabali.
And also you had a whole overtime to kind of rectify that. You was 0 for 6 from the field in overtime. So,
thank you.
You know, at the end of the day, like, yes, we could complain about the refs and all that stuff, right? And they as a whole, they were terrible throughout the whole season. They weren't in a good it wasn't a good officiated game throughout. So the league has to do better in getting, you know, just better referee talent, you know what I mean? But also, like, the Lynx also you also squandered. Wow, she could have my kids.
What? Squandered. Yo, what? Hey, yo.
You also have to understand that, you know, the Lynx were up, I believe, in game 4, and you know, and you let that lead slip away. So again, like,
yeah,
you could be salty about it as you want, but at the end of the day, like, you were up the whole game and you let the Liberty come back in game 5, and you can't sit around and blame the refs and not look at the things that you didn't do to make sure that it was winning time. So it is what it is. Congratulations to the Liberty. They're not going to repeat next year. Sorry, there's going to be a team in Southern California called the Los Angeles Sparks. Because Paige is on the way, ladies and gentlemen. Paige Beckers will be a Spark next season, along with Rika Jackson and Cameron Brink, the best big 3 in the W until Juju gets in town.
This is so nasty.
Wow.
Guys, he was an Aces fan. He was doing all this about the Aces. Yeah, the Aces go do this. Now he's a Sparks fan. This is crazy to me.
I don't have it. I never had a team.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Never had a team.
You know what? I'll allow it. But
I'm a Laker fan. Why wouldn't I be a Sparks fan?
I'll allow it. It's nasty work. Let's see how I get it wrong. It's nasty work, but I'll allow it.
Paige Beckers is all I'm gonna say. That's it. Her and Rika Jackson. Woo.
I respect it.
Go Sparks.
All right, just man. Yo, Ernest is crazy, man.
Sabali.
Despicable word.
Credit to the Liberty. First chip in New York in 12 years since the Giants, I believe. New York City's about to go crazy. Like, they definitely work for this.
That's what I'm talking about, Kyron.
Like what the coach said, right? They just do super teams over there and do illegal flights. What is she talking about?
Yeah, like, come on.
Wow.
Yes. And
Sorry, we don't want a place to fly coach. Sorry.
When she said, in what 30 years, she's like, congrats. Like, they won their first championship in 30 years. They stopped us from getting our 5th one. I'm like, yo, calm down.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta understand though. You gotta understand, like
chill out, Roseanne.
Like it's high, it's high because like you felt like you've been cheated. And I get what y'all saying, because at the end of the day, it's like
18 shots from the Feast of Kali in the paint and not getting into the line once is crazy.
Right.
Not gonna lie.
And she was mad efficient too. She was mad efficient.
Yeah, it is.
And just look at the free throws difference between the Liberty and the Lynx.
I say it again. It was the Scott Foster Finals. There was
a lot of questionable calls that entire finals.
It's a whole bunch of conspiracy theorists on this panel, man.
Ain't no conspiracy theorists. The referees sucked.
but all in all, man, I think at the end of the day, it was a great WNBA season. We saw a lot of history, a lot of records being shattered, and it's gonna get even better in seasons to come. So with the new talent influx that's coming in, new talent that's already here and growing, it is going to be a beautiful thing to watch. As far as they're adding the Golden State Valkyries, so a new expansion team is coming. Then you got Portland that's coming behind that, and then a myriad of other teams. So it's going to be great
coming back, because they remember Portland had WNBA had a Portland team before.
Yeah, it's coming back. Yeah. And
what was it, the Timber, or what was it, the Roses?
Portland Fire.
Oh, the Fire.
Portland Fire.
I'm thinking about the soccer team. My bad.
There's talks about the Comets coming back as well for Houston.
They should have been back. They should have been back. I stand on that.
Can we get the Detroit Shock? Can we get them back?
Only good thing if we get out of Detroit now is music. All right. I mean, the Tigers made the playoffs.
Hilarious, Kyron.
You know what? I like that. Big thing. Yeah, I like that. Toronto things. Yeah.
So listen, at the end of the day, it's gonna be very interesting. They're changing up the playoff format next season.
Yes.
So for the first round, it is still gonna be 3 games, but instead of being 2-1, it's going to be 1-1-1. So obviously the higher seed gets the first game. And then the second seed, the lower seed, whatever, that matchup gets the next game, and then the final game is back at home. Added more games for next season as well, and then obviously for the finals, it's 7 games, which which we want.
I don't know, man.
It's going to be an adjustment.
Wow.
They was tired at the start of Game 4.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
Look, think about it. At halftime, the score was 44-45, something like that. I was like,
You could tell on their face, they was like, "Whoa."
I mean, look, I'm gonna keep it a buck right now, and like, I apologize in advance. You imagine running up and down the court with titties, all right?
Man.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, let's have some compassion here. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Oh, man.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Oh, man.
All right.
Oh wow!
A lot of work.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Sorry about the language. But, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this real quick,
guys. If this is our last episode, it's been real. That's all I'll say.
Tell them I'll be there in a minute. Tell the feds I'll be there in a minute. Have some coffee in the kitchen.
Yo, I can't breathe.
I'm just saying, man. Y'all like.
Nah, I get it. I understand.
They are tired. Literally
Flip that
getting
up,
paid
please.
minimum wage in the finals, where millions are watching it and damn near millions are being made, and they're getting paid scraps. I'm just saying, just be a little bit sympathetic, and they are holding.
Yeah. Speaking of, as it was announced today, the WNBA is now they have opted out of their collective bargaining agreement.
Yes,
they're looking for a new deal. I'm very concerned with that. Only the reason is because the owners, like, are they really going to pony up? And after losing $40 million in revenue this year, it's going to be tough to convince a billionaire to call for more money for a higher potential of loss.
Okay, clip that statement, what you just said just now. Clip that statement. It's going to be hard for a billionaire to absorb that cost.
Yes, exactly.
Billionaires, they'll be okay. They've been getting away with literally financial murder for decades.
I hear you.
You know they still care about their bread though.
Exactly. Just because I'm a billion doesn't mean I'm okay losing 40-50 million
every year.
Listen, we're still waiting for the ratings for last night's game 5.
That's not going to affect anything though.
No. Like, hear me out. I guarantee you.
That's all.
Guarantee you that the game 5 finals ratings will be better than the Jets Steelers game. I guarantee you, because everybody was watching that joint last night. There were people watching it on 3 freaking screens.
And what about the Mets game? It was on the same time too.
You know it was a wrap. Why you lying?
Why you do that?
I'm just saying it was multiple games on.
It was multiple games like on, and like yes, even though it was the WNBA was an elimination game, like, and it was like the quote unquote game 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you still had these major storylines in these bigger sports at the moment, right? You had the Aaron Rodgers and the Devontae Adams thing, and then you got the Russell Wilson and Justin Fields thing going on, and then obviously the Mets and Dodgers. The Mets are on the brink of getting knocked out the playoffs, but there's a potential because they've been on this magical run. As a Met fan, I appreciated it. They went on this magical run that they weren't supposed to be there, and we have a potential Subway Series, and then you know what I mean. So it's like I don't know. That's.
Well,
I believe they probably shattered their own record, but I don't think for a second that they outrated those other 2 games. I just don't think so. They're not there yet.
This is a factor you have to factor in now. Now with the technology of like the multi screens and stuff. Each of those screens are ratings, depending if you're like a Nielsen ratings holder. So if someone, like, say for example, if he had the Jet game on, the Met game on, and the freaking Liberty game on, those things count.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So
I'm just saying there's a bigger NFL fan base than there is for WNBA.
No question, but there's also, especially one of our own panel who doesn't watch the NFL like that, and they was probably watching that game. And there's a lot of people who don't care about football, not me, but just saying in general, that were watching that game last night, and they were in all the way.
What were you watching?
I was watching all three. I had the triple box going. I had the sound on the Liberty game. I had the Mets. I had the Mets on the left, and I had the freaking Jets on the bottom where they belong. That was it.
Damn, Jets. I mean, you're from Vegas. Raiders, Javante Adams. I get it. I understand.
No. Listen, hey, let's not get twisted. I'm a born and bred New Yorker. All 5 boroughs and then some.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll represent a hard body. But that last night, I was watching all 3, especially for the Liberty. I remember going to them in the Garden in the first season with Teaspoon, which I want to say this right now because it's been getting a lot of flack. I'm giving all the props and praise to Angel Reese showing up there last night with Teaspoon. And yeah, people were trying to flame her for wearing the split jersey. That's a big deal. Number one, you are supporting your coach who got wrongfully fired. Wrongfully fired.
She was the Darvingham of coaches.
Oh, damn. Damn.
Nah. Cause you know why? Cause
there was some questionable. Hey, listen, man. There was a lot. Listen, Mabry. Ask Mabry. Let's just put it that way. She wanted out of there.
That team tanked because they wanted a better pick. Let's keep it a buck. And I hope that the Atlanta Dream will pick up the phone and get Teaspoon right now. But forget that. The fact that Angel Reese showed that kind of respect and loyalty, not to her former coach, but to the game itself and the players who are still playing in the finals, that was a big deal. That was huge.
Oh yeah,
she had to do that. She had to do that. She keeping it home like other so-called players in their first year.
Are you trying to? No,
we're not doing this. No.
Next.
No. Because she carried a lot. Carried a lot.
That's not what I'm saying.
It sounds like Twitter right now, man.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. If we are quick to give L's and like whatever to other players in the league, rookies in general, we should be giving wins. That was a win last night, not just for her herself, but for the league. With someone that was that highly touted as a rookie, showed up to that game 5 because she wants to be in a game 5 someday, or just the finals in general, and supporting her former head coach. That's a big deal. And it's not getting talked about positively enough. I'm done.
So you see, but that was different than what you said the first time. You
gotta let me finish.
Gotta let me finish.
We could say that without the unlike another player, because it's like
that was crazy.
Because we all know.
I didn't say a particular player. We know
what other rookies pinned up against her. It's Caitlin Clark. I'm gonna say the name like Boogeyman. I'm gonna say the name.
Oh man, Kendrick. Oh man.
Wow.
chill.
Not Vanilla Kendrick.
Oh man.
But no, it was a great WNBA season, man, and looking forward to more. On the other side of the WNBA season, tomorrow is like Christmas. Tomorrow is like,
love you.
Okay. All right, you want to? You got more?
That was it.
Let him
she
go.
Saved the season. No, she saved the season. I'm not gonna lie.
You know,
he literally saved the season.
The thing about them game 7 like scenarios is like you find the unsung hero, and like Ernest, you know this very well. Game 7, Lakers and Celtics, Ron Artest. You know what I'm saying?
He was supposed to give Kobe the ball. He was supposed to give Kobe the damn ball.
He got that ball. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he
Derek Fisher, 0.4 seconds,
right.
Robert Ory. How many
right.
times? So,
you know what I'm saying? Like it
should be in the Hall of Fame. Sorry.
It happens in the sport. So everybody
or should be in the Hall of Fame. I'll stand by that.
Robert Ory
should be in the Hall of Fame. I stand by that.
Hold on, I gotta add somebody to the show. Hold on, EricL wanna
Oh man.
boy, hold on.
Oh
Let
man.
me send the link. Let me send the link real quick.
No.
I prefer peace.
While I send him the link, what
I
I was
prefer
saying
peace.
was right. So when you have a player,
Shout
actually
out to Big Shot Bob though.
two of your best players playing very poorly, one of them going 1 for 19. Like sometimes it takes
Sappy
the other
Starks.
things. It takes the other things just to win the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Like-
got players
like
that
the ref,
are not
like the
game
ref.
plan for. You know what I'm saying? Like you got
Right.
players that just brings energy that can turn the
Yes.
momentum.
And
Oh,
you need
because
that.
honestly, all you need once you get a momentum shifter in the game, it becomes gruesome for the opposing team.
Dog, they
Yeah.
did a
everything goes
replay
their
and got
way.
it wrong. They did a replay and got it wrong in the finals.
So here's my thing. I think she fouled her, yo. She didn't get it. She didn't get a lot of
But
ball. Like she
I
got
think
some hand on that.
It was
Before or after the
marginal
travel.
It was
After the travel.
This
was
is after the
marginal
travel. 'Cause
contact.
She went up. Yeah. She traveled. Then she went up for the shot. Then in the replay they played the slow mo. She got some hand, and then she got the ball.
But albeit though, the ref can't look at the play if he's reviewing a foul and look at the play and says, "All right, I'm changing the whole thing," and says she traveled. At best, what I think they should have done, jump ball. Let the
But
players
see-
decide.
That's
See, here's
what
the
I
thing
thought.
though. The NFL does that now. Why can't the NBA? Why can't the WNBA?
That's just the
We're not
NBA
that-
rules.
we're not
I'm
the
just going
NFL.
by the rules. I'm just going by the rules. I'm going by the rules of the NBA.
Yeah. Look at that trip. Yeah. Look at that trip. Let's
I'm
go. Let's go.
Oh boy.
What up, man? EricL, what up, bro? Ladies and gentlemen, well, sorry, we got Polo Keeve in the building. Clap it up for Polo Keeve.
Yeah.
We got a New York truce. Knicks truce because the Liberty won. We got a truce right there. Let's go.
Oh man.
They brought
But yeah, I listen. At the end of the day, like you championship teams always have players that either one have a star that steps up and takes over the game, or you have a role player that comes in and plays out of their mind, right? And especially when they're not scouted for it. She wasn't scouted for it. She hardly played in the series, so
Right.
you need those players to come in and be ready. She was ready, and by her defending, rebounding was crucial. Because at the end of the day, you can see, as Josh's point earlier, Brianna was gassed.
Yeah.
Gassed.
Mhm.
So
she was.
and she was carrying, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like for her to step up like that, that was impressive. And again, Courtney Williams, the shot chart look, I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say, but like it's just it ain't and one street ball. Like, see, I wasn't gonna stop. I wasn't gonna do that.
No.
Hey,
Yesterday, Ernest sent us a picture of Courtney Williams.
I seen that. I peeped it.
Between Courtney
peeped it.
Williams
Come
and
on, man.
Russell Westbrook.
Got Russ catching strays, man.
Listen. Now, chill.
that was
It's
a
just-
Man.
I was so upset, like, because I'm like, yo, what is she doing out there? Like, she literally was like
He
selling
got
it.
benched towards the end of the game.
Yes, because she was playing so terribly, and like, I don't know if you remember, it was in the fourth quarter, and
I think I know the play.
her and Fia trying to run a high pick and roll, right? And like, instead of her dishing the ball up to Fee, she goes for like a one-on-one, and then she does like a turnaround jumper, and it goes nowhere. She shoots into the defender instead of like shooting at the basket. I was like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, oh man, you know, it's just
Minor.
I would
I will-
just like to say, I just want to apologize to Jonquel Jones, because she definitely showed up.
well-deserved Finals MVP.
Well,
by
yeah,
the
no,
way.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because I remember the other day, Ernest and Josh, who was arguing about who's going to win Finals MVP. I had Sabrina, and I didn't really look into the stats that much, but I believe that going into the finals, Sabrina was very consistent, because usually it's the other way around. Usually Stewie's consistent and Sabrina's not. But this playoff run, Sabrina was consistent and Stewie was just like, but Jonquel really silenced all of that. especially in that game 4 where she was cashing them threes. Because Jonquel, she don't be hitting them threes like that. And Josh spoke to it. You know what's crazy? Josh really spoke to it on like a couple episodes ago when he talked about it, that she extended the range. And I was like, well, Jonquel is only good for about 1 or 2 threes. You know what I'm saying? She was cashing them in game 4. You know, so it was a reason. And I felt that the Liberty will win the championship if they feed Jonquel, because obviously she had a mismatch. She obviously did.
He kept
and she was out here. Yep, and she was out here WWFing them too. Yeah, but she was making it count. She was giving them the energy that they needed, and because I personally felt, even though I wanted the Liberty to win, I thought the Lynx was going to win because the Lynx have bucket getters. They don't just rely on a star player to get them what they need. Nafisa could get it. Courtney Williams could get it. Kayla McBride could get it. And the thing is with the Liberty, if Stewie and Sabrina not getting it done, who else is going to get it done? And that was the question I had watching this whole entire game, but they found a way to pull it out.
You know,
so I would just like to apologize to Jonquel Jones.
It was a very defensive game on both teams. They were both getting after it on defense. Like nobody got easy shots. Nobody got they like really laid on their shoulder. Even the fact they went to overtime, like the Liberty was down in the first half. They went into the second half down, and their defense willed them back. But then even in the fourth quarter, the Lynx defense got them back into the overtime. So it was a lot of defense going there, and it wasn't very much the offense. You know, and it was a strong foul game. It was a lot of fouls being called in the fourth, but they were playing very physical. So that was like it reminded me of like old school like playoffs, like for real, because they really was getting after each other. I was like, dang, this is a messy game.
Yo, I said it was like the Spurs and the Pistons in 05, bro.
Yeah,
like
it was really grinding out.
There were definitely some elbows throwing. I appreciate that very much.
When Shorty fell on her, I was like, damn, I know she was crushed. She seen it was like they
was playing hard though. They was hustling for every possession. But that's what you love to see. They putting all out there on the floor, you know.
They're playing basketball.
Yeah.
Playing basketball.
Yeah. But as we transition to the conclusion of the WNBA season, on the flip side of that, we have the NBA season that opens up and starts tomorrow.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Capture the flag, Josh.
Can I just say something real quick? I'm seeing props on Bronny James. I seen this one prop in particular. Bronny first assist is going to come after a LeBron field goal. He's not playing. He's not
first
good.
Assist is gonna be on the South Bay Lakers.
He's not good. Like,
you mean the side piece Lakers? You mean the side piece Lakers?
Who y'all play game 1? Who the Lakers play game 1?
Play the
Minnesota Timberwolves at home too. So
he most likely ain't play unless y'all get blown out or y'all blow.
Here's the thing. I think
we always get blown out opening night.
Yeah, you know, the last time we won opening night was like 2004.
That's
no, I'm lying.
That's wild.
2014. 2014.
I was at that game.
2014 was the last time we won a home opener.
Taking the Minnesota spread.
You know what?
We don't win opening night, bro. We don't.
If we don't win opening, I don't expect us to win tomorrow either. So,
if I get blown out,
wait, are y'all serious? Y'all don't expect to win tomorrow night? No. Like, mind you, I don't have that much expectation of y'all this year, but y'all really don't think y'all gonna win tomorrow night?
I think we can win tomorrow.
Y'all should win tomorrow night.
I think, I like our chances. I think we all right.
We have you don't understand, bro. Ant-Man is gonna be guarded by D'Lo or Austin Reeves. He's putting up a 30 piece.
Oh yeah,
easily. We have the worst. We have the worst defensive backcourt in the league.
Yeah,
what's that?
But you got one of the greatest big guys who could catch on switch on defense, Anthony Davis.
Yes, but Anthony Davis also struggles against Julius Randle historically. That's just what it is. He does.
Yeah, because Julius Randle always comes to play against AD.
Always being one of the deepest teams, I think.
Yeah, they got one of the deepest rosters. Our bench is not that great.
Wait, who? Minnesota?
Yeah.
I also want to. He made me really think about Cat Randall thing. And I was like, remember I was saying, I still think Cat was the winner in the trade, but Josh was right. It ain't that far off. I started thinking about all the little stuff, man.
Yeah,
good.
it's not that far. It's not that far at all. It's not.
They
It's not.
both are extremely. They are great players. Cat is better, but they're extremely flawed. And
Yeah. I started really thinking. I'm like, you know what? This trade really ain't that far off. It's just the upside is much better with the Cat thing, but
Yeah.
yeah, they both some loony players. So it's like,
So as we get into the season, we want to talk about some predictions, right? Want to, you know, we'll start with, you know, expectations for your own teams first, right? Like we'll talk about that.
the worst team.
Josh, I get it. I get it, Josh.
lose.
and then we'll go into, you know, let's predict who is going to what 8 teams. Well, let's do 10 teams, including play-in. What 10 teams from the East and West, and then we'll transition down to the finals, champ, all that stuff, and then we'll go into the season awards and who you think is going to be, you know, who's going to get these awards. So, Eric, I want to get the Knicks on the board. Talk about the Knicks because obviously we know the Knicks have made some major moves this offseason by acquiring Mikal. I changed my shot Bridges. I don't know what's going on with that.
Can you explain to us what's going on real
Why
quick?
they kept it straight?
Do you
like
know
that?
something?
So, hashtag picks for bricks.
I don't care what anyone else says. Eric is right.
Another resident Knicks fan. We get it.
Y'all nasty with that.
Yo, just real quick, appreciate y'all for tuning in. We enjoy it. We enjoy the conversation, the engagement.
Keep comments.
We greatly appreciate it. Word.
Also, you know,
And
not
don't
only did
forget
they
to like, subscribe to our channel.
not only did they
Please and
acquire, not only did they acquire Mikal Bridges from the Brooklyn Nets, they also acquired Karl Anthony Towns for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And you know, the Knicks are as in the Sixers and you could say the Bucks and Magic and Cavs and all that, and the Pacers, all in the arms race to dethrone that one team in the East. That is the Boston Celtics. So, Eric,
18.
our resident Knicks fan. All right, chill with the chips. Well, it's all right. It's all right. We're gonna get there. Lakers gonna get the 18th. Don't worry. We'll certainly get the 18th before the Celtics get 19. I promise you that.
Wow.
The promise.
As a resident Knicks fan, Eric, what are your expectations for the Knicks, man? And what do you expect out of them this season?
Expectations, championship.
Okay, and that's what I was looking for.
But why you being nice about it?
If I would have heard,
Yeah, he's mad calm about it, yo.
Like, I'd have been like, nah.
Yo, you know what's mad funny?
I respect the humbleness.
Last year we asked Eric the same question, and he said he was looking for MVP of the year out of Jalen Brunson,
And we laughed at him.
I know.
Y'all laughed at me,
But he
bro.
was right. And he wanted to be a top 5 MVP
You're right.
candidate, bro.
You're right.
You was right.
We laughed at Eric.
Let
Remember,
Eric
I clipped that.
Let Eric cook.
Yeah.
Let Eric
I
cook.
clipped that when he back in January. But yeah, so I expect the Knicks to get to the finals and win it. I mean, they made the moves. They made the moves for the picks. They got their guys, Mikal Bridges. They re-signed OG. They got Karl Anthony Towns. This is telling us, the fan base, that we're going for the championship. Nothing is championship or bust for me. I mean, you don't make these moves to save to worry about picks and whatnot, because at the end of the day, like, you wasn't going to make those draft picks just like to save them or keep those picks for a rainy date. Like, they had to cash out.
I'm sorry, Eric. Real quick, by the way, just in, Ken Griffey Jr. and his dad announced they're going to be at the game tomorrow. Bronny's going to play. Ronnie's going to play. Let's just put that out there and get that out the way. Enough, man. Enough.
Ooh, tomato.
Eric's on Bronny.
Eric, continue.
I can't believe my franchise turned into the Boys and Girls Club.
All right, Armani, stop. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's historic. Come on,
To
man.
be fair, Armani, it's always been there.
Wow.
Yo,
Eric.
Anyway,
it has
Go ahead,
been.
Eric.
Wow.
The Knicks, hold on, Eric. If the Knicks get to the championship, is that not still even just a win? They haven't been since 9.
Win it.
I
Win it.
respect it. I respect it.
No, yeah,
Win
championship or bust.
Look at you.
No, like
Look at you.
Championship or bust.
because the last like 3 years, if you really think about it, they've been going from we're a playoff team 2021, 2022, they fell off. 2023, you made the move to get Jalen Brunson. You made it the second round. Last year, you got to the second round because they lost in the second round because of injuries. And should have made it to the finals if they would have stayed healthy. This year, I don't want to hear nothing. It's championship or failure. And also with Tibbs, he got his extension 3 years, so he's going to be on the clock. So the whole pressure's going to be on him to make sure everyone's healthy, which they're kind of not right now because you got Precious Achua. He's out for a couple of weeks with a strained hamstring. Landry Shamet, this look here, his shoulder, he got cut. So they were trying to see.
Y'all better pick up Lonnie Walker.
Hey, I hope they do it. I hope they do that.
Actually,
but
you might as well give Knox a call back. He got waived too.
No,
no,
good.
no.
No.
Hey, you need body.
I already listen. We already went through the
Kevin Knox. Listen,
bro.
Kevin Knox is still playing in summer league, bro. He's like in his come on, no.
Wait, who asked that question? Who was like?
It was Keon Ellis from the Sacramento Kings, right? And they asked him during like the halftime interview during the summer league on ESPN. He was like, "What?" The question was, "What surprised you the most about summer league so far?" He was like, "Yo, I was just trying to get a picture of Kevin Knox. I didn't even know Kevin Knox was still in summer league. I was like, oh damn."
He been
How you a summer league vet?
Nah, bro.
Yeah, being a summer league vet is crazy, bro.
Man.
That's
So
crazy.
we done. We done with the Kevin Knox experience. We did that for 2019.
You
have a roster spot. Get Lonnie Walker or get Markelle Fultz. Get somebody. It's somebody that can put pressure on.
Hold on. So you want Markelle Fultz, which I'm not mad at. Okay, all right, I'm not mad at it. You know what? I take it back. Not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Please.
I mean, it's a nice pickup for minimum.
For a minimum, I wouldn't mind that. But so to me, I like the fit with Brunson and Towns. Watch the couple preseason games, and the pick and roll between Cat and Brunson is going to be lethal. I mean, this floor spacing I'm seeing is just night and day in between what you've seen with Randall and Brunson. The OG, I'm looking at his shot in preseason. He's looking really good. I know there's the narrative of Mikal Bridges is the hitch in his shot is just ungodly. I'm not worried because he's gonna do what he needs to do to get himself fixed and go back to his regular ways, averaging 18 points. So I'm not worried about
main thing too.
Listen, he's not the number one option. That's all I know.
But listen, OG, you're paying what 224? 215. You're paying him $215 million, and he can't average at least 50 games.
Oh no, he's
that's my concern. Like he aside from Mikal, right? And who else is your perimeter defender?
Josh Hart.
McBride and Josh Hart, right? So like you have four guys. If OG's the premium that you're paying for, and he's expected to kind of be the third guy, right? Like out of the pecking order, if I'm not mistaken. So like he has to stay healthy. Like
if he stays healthy, then all bets are off. If he doesn't, then they're in trouble.
Yeah, it gets shaky.
Built this year though.
He's the most, basically the way the roster is built. I've been saying it since last year when he got injured. He's the most important player on the Knicks roster.
The way they built
that's saying something because you got Jalen Brunson who's going to come back and finish in the top 3 in the MVP voting. So
this Knicks a lot more balanced than last year's team.
Yeah.
So I think he should be able to stay healthy because nobody has to, at least hopefully, nobody should have to do a little too much. The problem with the Knicks, how they wore down, everybody started doing a little too much just to make up for what they was missing. So in the one side of it, they played amazing, and they got to the second round.
But they had to compensate for the injuries that they lost.
Right, but then
Randall, OG,
right,
and they had Josh Hart who got injured in the playoffs. Brunson who broke his hand, and then Dante he was a leading scorer who's not even a starter.
Right.
So basically you replace Dante with Bridges. You get OG back, and you replace Randall for Karl Anthony Towns.
Right. And then Karl Anthony Towns is a better defender than Randall. So they shouldn't be doing too much this season. Right now, they should have a well-balanced team. Ball should be moving around.
My only concern with them is you're relying on Cat to be your 5 for the chunk of the season.
I was just about to say,
because with Mitchell Robinson not coming back until January, probably February, All-Star break, probably after the All-Star break, and then Precious Achiuwa being out for a couple weeks, and hamstrings are very tricky. Like now you have just 2 centers. You have Cat, and then you have Jericho Sims. And
Jericho Sims
is not good. I'm sorry, he's just not. He has not been good. He has not been.
Remember when he did that dunk?
Maybe they might.
I'm not. I watched him respectfully, and on top of that, you have another second round pick, Ariel Hawkporty, who's they're calling for him to take place of Jericho Sims, a second round pick.
They'll probably end up trying to sign another big too from either free agency or.
They can't.
No,
they
can't
sign because they're a second apron team. So they can't sign anybody off the buyout. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if this is gonna. This big position is going to rear its head because I just don't think that you can rely on Cat being your primary center all year long. It's just not going to work in my opinion, unless Brunson is all world, like because you're everyone's thinking of this. Cat is going to average, what he averaged in Minnesota, north of 25, around that, you know what I mean, 22 to 23 to 25, and like, well, he has to play like defense, and he has to put emphasis on that side of the ball. And like, is he okay with not having as much touches as he had in Minnesota? Because in Minnesota he was the second option. Here
he's gonna be second option anyway, so
he's gonna be second option.
But it'll be different. It'll be different.
It's a different second option though, because
it'll be really different.
You didn't have to be the primary rim protector. You had Gobert to do that.
True, but when he had like Jimmy Butler on that team, when they had another loaded team with at least offensive players, he was primarily the center then, and it worked. I'm talking about.
All right, so
it lets you know winning though. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm actually just questioning. You just brought up my point. Going back to that Timberwolves team where him and Jimmy was on there.
Right.
You know what his numbers were on that team? They weren't high.
Yeah, well, this team is more loaded, so the points are not gonna. It's not gonna come down to how much you average a game. It's gonna come down to scenario base because they have a much more balanced team. So you don't necessarily have to average more points to be more productive. If that makes sense.
But there's 2 things you're not factoring in. Number 1, he is 5 years older.
True.
Number two, that defense that Tibbs was running then, it's worse now. It is harder. There are more spots to be on the court, especially in the paint. He's going to be relied too much. The thing about the Knicks that no one's talking about right now, y'all don't have a plan B if something goes wrong. And I'm not wishing that.
I am.
That's crazy.
I mean, we have their pick, so we kind of have to.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I am.
That's
crystal ball hate. I mean, at the end of the day, the Knicks, we all understand our championship are busting. They are a contender, so anything less than that is a failure. Moving on to the next team.
One last question. And I asked it to Eric. So Eric,
Mhm.
One word answer. If they make it to the Eastern Finals and lose, is the season a failure?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
That's a
There should be
great answer. You should expect nothing less.
Nothing less.
I remember that question came up for Giannis a couple years ago. They asked him if the season was a failure. I think
What did this failure? What did this failure you're talking about?
And he tried
I
to
like smoothies.
he answered he handled the question really well. But in this position, I forgot who I was talking to about this the other day. But when the Knicks traded for Mikal, right? And we thought going into the season their team was gonna be Brunson, DiVincenzo, Mikal, OG, Randall. We was like, all right, they could. We don't see the winning the championship, but like their championship window was like what 1 to 3 years, right? That's what I was thinking in my head. Now you made this trade for Cat, who is all NBA and all star and stuff like that. You're pretty much saying this is the year. We got to make this. We all in right now, right now. So anything less is a failure. I don't care who you ask.
Yep.
I agree with that. I'm not mad at his.
Is it a failure because of the roster that you put together, or is it a failure because it's been so long? That's my question.
It's the roster.
It's the roster.
They were asked for years.
So let me ask y'all this question: do y'all consider this the best Knicks roster since they went to the finals?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
That mellow roster was better.
No.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that Melo team. There was like a 2 years show life for Melo with that team.
They gelled really well.
But that 1 year,
yeah, they only had that one big year, and that was it.
That's when they had J.K., Rasheed Wallace. That's when they had all the old heads.
Yeah, that was that 1 year, and that was it.
I'm going to say this
team has
this culmination of the Knicks is better, and the reason I say that is because I think like that Knicks team with Melo, they was not equipped to beat the Heatles. They just weren't. They weren't like regardless of what they did, they were not going to beat the Heat, so it didn't matter. I think they can match up well with the Celtics and beat them.
I don't think so.
Yeah, this year, yes.
This year,
yeah.
Because I don't think they have anything for Tatum and Brown together. And then
I got OG and Mikal.
That's
okay.
And
yes, we're doing it.
All right. And then after they get in the foul trouble, what happens? You go small with Deuce. Y'all don't have a plan B.
With Deuce.
Y'all don't have a plan B.
Deuce and Josh. We can always alternate in how I could go small. I can go Josh. I can go.
And they can match you with the small. They can match you with the small ball. They can match you with the small ball. I mean, like I say it again, and I don't want to.
But I mean, we can say the same thing about the Celtics, though. What I don't like with the Celtics, the Celtics tricked y'all, man. I just think like at the end of the day, like after you get through Tatum and Brown and Porzingis and Holiday and Derek White, right? Are you trusting Sam Hauser? Are you trusting Peyton Pritchard?
Okay.
I'm not trusting those guys.
Hey, you know what?
That's what I'm saying. It's like you can say the same thing about the Celtics too.
I'll take a mulligan for Pritchard, and I can't stand the freaking Celtics. I've hated them all my life.
Me too.
I will take a flyer on Pritchard. That kid can play. He is hard nosed. He actually plays defense. I will give him that.
Their star power is much better too, because when their two best players not playing well, they still got 4 other star level players that could play at star level. The Knicks don't have that. The Knicks have Cat and Brunson, and after that, everybody is really good role players. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Before we move on, this is one thing. This is why people believe in the Celtics more than the Knicks. And even though their situation is kind of the same with the bench units and everything, the Celtics stars are more durable. That's what it comes down to. They're always there and available. Yeah, Porzingis get hurt, but Tatum and Brown are always there, and Derek White is always there. The Knicks have those questions. The Knicks big guys that they have to guard those guys. OG is always hurt. Cat has been getting hurt lately. Like this is just a recurring thing. These are important pieces for the Knicks. They have to show that they're gonna be available, and that's the difference between the Celtics and the Knicks.
And I can see Al Horford outsmarting Cat.
Oh yeah,
Not-
absolutely.
So, and that's another downfall for the team.
Not
The
everybody can be
intelligence
Braun.
The intelligence
Not
is on
everybody can be
Yeah,
Braun. So
let's
he's
be real
40. He's 40. Like not.
Let's be
like,
real with Al Horford. He
Yeah,
has
I'm
to have a
not
down
betting on
season
Al
at some
Horford to
point.
have no
Yeah, like
2009 Al Horford.
No.
I'm just saying, when you got a savvy veteran on the floor that could just do enough, that's what he did last year. He just did enough. He didn't do a lot. He just did enough.
Hey,
And
yo. I'll tell you right now, Al Horford is the Bartolo Colon of the NBA right now. He is smart. He is savvy. He don't got to do much. He can do it. He can do it.
Do enough. He do enough. And the thing is, sometimes it's about just doing enough.
Because he's gonna have to do a lot up until next year because KP's out for most of the year. Just saying, like if you're gonna rely on a 40-year-old to play in the paint and to guard these bigs throughout half of the year,
the ones that are left, the bigs that are left.
I mean, he's regardless of regardless the East 1 through 6 is not no cakewalk. It's not.
It's a lot of bigs it's a lot of bigs in the NBA right now. They're showing some good talent nowadays. Like I ain't gonna lie, the Grizzlies' new big, he's looking good out there.
We're gonna get to all that.
He's looking good out there.
Yeah.
Next, we want to quickly. We'll talk about the Nets. Obviously, Josh, Polo, Kev. We know you guys are resident Nets fans. My bad, Polo Keith. What's your expectation for the Nets? Obviously,
lose.
Cam Thomas.
Be quick. Just lose. Get a top 5 pick. Lose. Get a top 5. That's all. That's it. And that's
it. Why did I waive Killian Hayes?
He's on the G League. He's on the G League. Yeah, but they're gonna bring him back up. Oh, he got hurt. You can't give him a roster spot if he didn't play the whole preseason. Come on, what is that?
I will say this.
They did it for Kawhi.
Even though our thing is to lose, I would like to see maturity from Cam in the mix of the losing. Like learning how to be a starting guard.
Extension for Cam.
But y'all giving Cam money because he can be he's going to restricted free agency this year now.
Honestly, I don't care if we give him money. Lose. That's it.
I would like to see him and Claxton mature a little bit. Like even if we lose, I like to see. I think
y'all gonna trade Claxton during the
season. Even if we do,
speaking of Claxton, real quick,
I like to see growth within amongst tanking because that shows development.
Speaking of Claxton, real quick, I seen a dude at my job, a customer, win a Claxton jersey. I'm like, yo, you okay?
Listen, the Nets.
He must be part of that.
The Nets as a whole, and you talk about maturity of the players. Let's keep it real. They've had 4 coaches in the last 6 years?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
There's no stability to be freaking like mature. You don't
honestly know. No team has had stable coaches though.
How many
coaches the Lakers have?
Yeah, exactly.
The Lakers have
Frank Vogel coached 1 year.
How many coaches the Bucks have?
The Bucks had 3 coaches in 1 year,
and they're paying them now. Still,
both different situations.
Coaches the Celtics had? Like,
those are all both
coaching jobs are not sturdy anymore.
But those are all different situations, especially for the Bucks. The Bucks, there was a mutiny.
Wow.
The Bucks was,
but they won the championship and got rid of the coach. So did the Lakers.
Yeah, and the Lakers, that's a whole different thing.
Darvin took us to the Western Conference Finals, and we fired him the next year.
Yeah, because someone didn't like the way that he talked to him in practice.
But that's the same thing with the Nets, because when the Nets, that's all the fire
that happened with Kenny Atkinson.
The Nets made bad decisions both financially and with draft and with trades that got them in the position that they were in.
But that's a lot of teams, though.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
When you mentioned the coach part, the teams that won the championships recently haven't kept their coaches. So, or even been to the championship.
All right, so let's look at the last 5 champions. Look at the last 5 champions.
Oh, and people who've been there.
No, let's the last 5 NBA champions. Let's look at them right now. Okay, we got freaking Mazzulla, first year coach. Bucks coach, where they won. The Nuggets coach still here. He's still here.
Yeah.
Who won before that? The Bucks. Oh, Warriors. Kerr's still here. Before that, Bucks gone. Lakers gone.
Gone.
Who won before the Lakers?
The Raptors, their coach gone.
He's gone.
Gone. Who won before the Raptors?
Golden State.
The Warriors still there.
Golden State. Then the Cleveland.
Gone.
Yo, nobody has stable
this
coaches.
Is proven out fact.
All right.
Nobody has stable coaches.
You brought up Cleveland. Tyronn Lue was there for a while.
Right.
And they went in a rebuild direction, and he didn't want to be part of the rebuild.
Not the year they won. Not the year they won, though. The year they
The
won.
only coaches that's still there.
The year after when they broke it all up.
The only coaches that's still there is Kerr. If we want to go even further, Kerr, Spoelstra, and Pop.
Yep. Everybody else been moving around. In the words of Rashad McCants, move them around. That's what they've been doing. Moving around. Nobody has stable coaching.
Coach of the year. The worst thing with the Nets got fired.
The worst thing with the Nets is they got overzealous because they got put in a situation that they weren't prepared to be in. So they started panicking when they were trying to please the stars versus making educated moves in the mix of like, you know what, they're going to be unhappy, but they're locked in a contract. And they weren't thinking like that. They were trying to be the anti-Knicks and end up being worse than the Knicks.
Not the anti-Knicks.
That's really what it was. Because remember when the Knicks was doing, now I'm not trying to disrespect the team, Eric, but remember when the Knicks was trash, they were having problems with Melo and they was talking bad about him and all of this stuff. But that's what I'm saying. The Nets try to do the opposite, meaning our GM, Sean Marks, was not trying to be Phil. So if Kevin Durant's not happy, we got to make him happy. Kyrie's not happy, got to make him happy. In the mix of that, it made things worse. So nobody's had stable coaches, as we said. And the thing that we did, a lot of teams do. Even like look at the Lakers. LeBron's not happy, they move niggas around. They move them around. You know what I'm saying?
Even think about the Cavs, even as little as the Cavs.
Look at the Bucks.
The Cavs keep winning almost 50 games since Donovan Mitchell came, and they got rid of Bickerstaff because of him. So it's just like that coach thing is like you can't really blame that on the Nets and the franchise. If that's what stars.
No team is keeping their coaches.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now.
And the bad ones.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and mark my words on this: when the Cavs are fighting for a first-round draft pick this year, you'll see why. Because I was so against them firing freaking Bickerstaff.
You think Kenny Atkinson is bad though?
Wait. You said the Cavs are fighting for what?
They'll be fighting for a first-round pick.
In the East?
Mm-hmm.
No,
you know how bad you got to be in the East.
Yeah, you know how bad you got to be.
Yeah,
they're not going to be that bad. They're just not. They're not.
They're going to win 50 games.
They're not going to be that. Who?
The Cavs are winning 50 games.
I got a dollar. I got $1 on that.
Easily more than 45. Easily.
Yeah, the $1 or a kiss of beer of your choice.
The Cavs' biggest issue, in my opinion, well, obviously firing Bickerstaff, that was a bad fire. But even before that, is yes, you have Donovan Mitchell, and he's
still got
superstar quality, but you didn't have the next man to back that. And
they didn't have a plan B. Sounds familiar?
Yeah, right. And you need a player like, all right, he plays so much like Dwayne Wade. You got to think about Dwayne Wade didn't win till he got Shaq. Dwayne Wade didn't win till he got LeBron. So, you know what I'm saying? You need a player of those calibers to get you over the hump. He's not going to be able to do it by himself. He's clutch. He can close out games, stuff like that. But you need a star to run with him that can handle the heavy lifting with him. And he's never had that even on Utah. He didn't have that. So that's the issue. Or you're going to have to make one of those collective teams like the Detroit Pistons back in 2004 that has a bunch of guys that could do enough lifting. And this team is similar to that, but they don't have.
I think they're going to wind up getting off of
outside of Donovan Mitchell. Nobody has confidence.
I think they're going to wind up getting off of Jared Allen because I also read during their training camp presser that Atkinson's looking to run the offense more through Mobley. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work out. And maybe Mobley takes a leap, but we'll see. But the next team I want to talk about, Armani, as we talk about the Los Angeles Lakers.
What'd you say?
And going into LeBron's 22nd season, year 22.
LeBron's getting MVP. LeBron's going for MVP.
Obviously drafting Dalton Connect, drafting Bronny James, with the 55th pick, and Rob Pelinka doing absolutely nothing. We still have D'Angelo Russell on the roster, who is a free agent after this season, so he could walk for nothing. So we basically traded Russell Westbrook and the pick for Jarrett Vanderbilt. Yeah. So what are your thoughts going into the year? How do you feel about the squad? How do you feel about JJ Redick? I am impressed with the coaching staff. I am not going to lie, but
Yeah, not bad.
You know, what are your thoughts going into the season? What do you expect?
Oh,
what is your realistic expectation?
Can't do no moves with the new CBA, huh, Rob?
Yes, we can. We're not. We're
I know,
first
I know the next negotiation.
Look, there's a
team
reason why I haven't spoke about the Lakers on the pod the past couple times we've been doing it. Because we ain't do nothing, man. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about.
So what's the ceiling for y'all then? What's the ceiling?
Bro, I don't know. I don't know.
All right,
Look,
is your,
remember when Russ was like, we just having fun, no matter what happens, win, lose, we just having fun? That's what we doing right now. That's what we doing.
It's just vibes.
Just vibes, man. Just Braun and Brawny. That's all it is, bro. That's what. That's it.
The Braun and Brawny show.
The Braun and Brawny show. That's it, bro.
Are you guys a playing team? Or are you guys?
Yes, again, bro. We could at least get that. We the play-in champs.
Or do you guys win the in-season tournament again?
I don't think we do that again. I don't care about that, bro. I don't care about.
Can we talk about that sham ass tournament?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I kind of like it.
They really pushing it. They really pushing it.
They only did that to make sure that he got another banner.
But I don't think it's
about all the banner thing is because Adam Silver. Every team is gonna do it. It's not just the Lakers. Like, I hate that. Every team, it didn't matter who won it. A banner would have gone up. A banner would have gone up.
And everything that does it is trash.
I'm gonna say this. Look, we've been watching basketball for.
What's your team?
Oh, I don't have a team anymore. I gave it the Knicks when they kicked out Oakley. I just watched the game now.
You gave it up for Oakley?
Listen, the night that they kicked out Oakley, I was done.
Oakley though?
That one particular night?
But Oakley was wilding too.
Patrick Ewing.
Oakley was drunk.
Yeah, Oakley was wilding too, though.
Here's the thing. Patrick was strike one. Spike was strike two. Oakley was, I was done.
Spike.
Now Spike was kind of crazy because the fact that I found out after that Spike Lee paid for his tickets, all these he don't get no
exactly.
It's crazy.
Nah, but all he wanted to go through the player entrance. No, go through the customer entrance. What are you doing?
Nah, B.
At a certain point, the Knicks was trash, and people was only going to the game to see Spike Lee.
And
you gotta give him some love.
Come on, and not only that,
they wouldn't do that in Brooklyn. They wouldn't do that.
Yes, they would.
They could barely do it now in Brooklyn, even with the people that don't.
Like he was just
strike two.
Anyway, back to what I was saying, man. We've been watching basketball for a long period of time, right? And I just feel like this whole NBA Cup is for the new generation of basketball fans. Maybe 20 years to 40 years down the line. We don't weigh that. We don't weigh that in no GOAT conversation because it's still too soon. It's still too early. 20 years, 40 years down the line, who knows?
Won't be here. It won't be here.
Okay. That
maybe will, but I get what Amani's saying because it's like in the 90s, right? It meant something to be like the all-star MVP. In early you know what I'm saying? Maybe not. Right. It didn't mean that much probably in the 70s and when they first started doing it. But it meant something in the 90s, 2000s. So maybe later down the line, later down the line, they might mean something to.
And I feel the same way about when a team advances to the finals, like when they give the the Jerry Western Conference Trophy and the Larry Bird, like that doesn't mean anything at all. Like it's irrelevant. Like no disrespect, but it's irrelevant. It's like I just added names to the trophies and stuff like that. So maybe down the line, I don't know, it might mean a thing. But anyway, back to the Lake Show. Like
even like the most clutch award now. That's like a new thing. The most clutch player award.
Yeah, the clutch player award. I actually like that award, honestly.
I like it, but like it's not something that means something yet.
No, I mean, we can always think back and just think about like clutch players and like obviously, I mean like,
But there's gonna be so many clutch players who never got the award. So now the ones that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Now,
It's-
like pretty much what you're saying, whoever gets it now is gonna mean something eventually. But back
Right.
in the day, like it's not gonna like right now. It doesn't mean that to us because we're old basketball fans.
Right.
So-
I agree.
The product sucks right now. That's why they did it. The product sucks.
It's
Yeah,
a award for
players
everything
don't
now.
care because players
Yeah.
don't care. So
Yeah.
that's why they like, yo, we want you to do an in-season tournament so y'all can care for something. That's the players' fault.
Yeah.
That's true.
Honestly.
And I
No,
mean, as
no.
far as-
It's not the players' fault. It's not the players' fault. Granted, it's not. You know what? I take that back. It is part the players' fault. It is part the generation's fault. But most importantly, you know, the biggest fault it is, it's the league for allowing it. I mean, we can talk about the players that are super extra mid that are making $100 million this year and haven't played more than 40 games in a year.
Mhm.
And I even bring up Ben Simmons yet.
Ooh.
I wasn't even ready for that one.
There are cats that sign. There are cats that sign extensions today.
Like,
There are cats that signed extensions today that did not average more than 11 points for their team. Big extensions.
That's in every sport though, to be fair.
No, because like if you
Listen,
don't make
bad
I
contracts,
get his point though. I think
bad
the fact
bad
that they're not-
contracts build dynasties though.
Okay,
That's just what it is.
I was just watching Gilbert say that the other day.
Yes, that's where I got it from.
but this is
I'm not
this is
gonna
the generation of mid. This is the generation of mid.
But you know what it is? It is, but it isn't. You know what it is? The inflation of contracts are actually taking out the actual mid blue collar players where they're not getting paid as much and stuff like that. So some of the people who used to be on the court, they just worked hard, not on the court anymore because they can't afford to be on the court anymore. Because now role players are getting max contracts, star players are getting super max contracts. So there's no more in the middle. And when you get out the middle, you lose the grit, you lose the grind. And now we're watching the basketball, and there's some players that got grit and grind, like you got your Draymonds and you know what I'm saying, and those kind of players, and your Pat Bevs, even though he's not in the league now, but you have those few, but it used to be a lot more of those guys
Jeff
back in the
Green.
day.
But also,
Yeah,
by and large, the league has yet to transition over to the new guard, right? And what I mean by that is the older players, and now these games don't mean anything to them. But these are the guys that they have to market right now because you know the LeBrons, the Stephs, the what. And then I'm saying these guys take games off, but they're not taking games in November seriously. You know, they're not going full throttle. Is what I'm saying. Not that they don't take it seriously. So like, it's harder also for the NBA to kind of like put emphasis on, hey, these games are super important right now. We want to do this, want to do that. When you got LeBron, like, it's November. You think I'm doing dark 360 whatever? No, I'm not. No,
But it's
I
not
can't
even-
put LeBron in that. I cannot put LeBron in that because like even at his worst game, he still plays. He still plays.
LeBron shows up, but listen, as a Laker fan, I know when I see LeBron, like playoff Bron is way different than just regular season. I'm chilling, not getting back.
You know,
It's
all right.
the players and pop, bro.
I'm gonna get you right now. You know you don't fuck. You know the effed up, right? You know the effed up, right? LeBron is the best player on your team at 40, and that's a problem with your team.
Yeah, we all know that. You act like you're telling me something new.
No. But do you understand that in the way of the league is? If your best player in the entire league is 40 years old,
not everybody's spending over $1 million on their bodies. That's just what it is.
I'm gonna piggyback off of it. The problem is what he's saying. The new guard players, people are not really grabbing to them like they did to the LeBrons and the Steph.
That's what I'm saying.
They're not grabbing to them like that. And then the few that they are, like we had the Ja for a little bit, but he messed that up. Ant-Man has got his, because Ja last year, there was no Ja last year. Ant-Man got his time. But you need more of those guys. People not gravitating to Tatum. They're not gravitating. And then the European players, European people are gravitating to them, but not the Americans.
Exactly.
So what I'm saying is, the NBA is marketing the older guard still. Again, no problem. But like I said, the older guard, games in November are not serious to them. It's just I'm not going full throttle.
Circles back to it being the player's fault.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
I feel like LeBron.
it's a little bit of both.
It's a little
though.
bit of both. It's a both.
little bit
If
of
you're not
both.
taking the
It's a
game
little bit of both.
seriously in November, whose fault is that?
But I'm 40.
But no,
I'm
I'm
40.
LeBron. I'm gonna take LeBron.
I'm 40.
I'm 40.
I'm gonna take LeBron. I'm gonna take LeBron, Steph, and Kevin Durant out of that. Why is people like Tatum doing that? Why are people
Tatum
like
don't take games off.
No, but I'm saying like I'm not saying him
Shit,
particularly.
might as well.
His demographic, his age group, his playing group. They have
I can
guys
answer-
in that group taking time off.
answer
LeBron
that
and
question for you.
Steph,
I can answer
they
that
put
for
on
you.
too long too. So you don't. We think about this.
Think about this. One of their
We
biggest
wasn't asking
stars.
Wizard Jordan to turn up for us every night. We
wasn't.
asking. We wasn't
Think
asking
about this, though.
2016 Kobe to turn up for us every night.
One
We
of the
asked
biggest.
LeBron at 22 seasons. Steph at what? 16, 17 seasons.
One of the biggest stars in the league just came out and said, "I am not playing back to backs."
Wait,
Yeah.
He's the most recent MVP. He's one of the most recent MVPs.
but
Like,
it's
we
the
never-
thing. I'm not saying LeBron. I said player. Like every single player,
No, I
player
get what you.
is at
I get
fault.
what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, we all agreeing with. We all saying the same thing, but
Mhm.
the thing
And Pop started this. To be fair,
kind of.
Pop started this.
Nope. Not doing that to him. Nope.
He kind of did, but not to this level.
No.
Not to this level.
All right.
Nope.
Pop was benching people on national TV games in 2012, 2013. And we
Even then-
what was going on? That's what started it. But if we're not ready to have a real conversation, let's talk season awards. That's all.
Fair.
That's all I'm saying.
Let me just finish up with the Lakers. Let me just finish up with the
Lakers.
Lakers. Let me just finish up with the Lakers real quick. There's nothing to talk about the Lakers. Let's move on.
Yeah. I have my own reservations about them, and obviously,
Ernest, there's nothing to talk about, man.
Can I just piggyback on one thing you just said just now? I just want to answer this question. You was asking why players like Tatum don't have that fire to be the next person up. You know why? Because this league is comfortable. They don't have to win. They just happen to be here.
I think Tatum's just too humble too.
I don't think it's just
Same
that
for
either.
Tatum.
I don't think it's that.
Humble or
I don't
like
think
you
people
just
got. I don't think people got unique
Or
games
passive.
anymore either.
I think passive is the word that I'm looking for. Like passive aggressive.
You could be
Yeah,
passive.
man.
You could be passive, and people love you though. But there's no more uniqueness behind
But-
players.
but-
Like,
but
everybody
you know what
does
it
the
is?
same.
You know what it is.
Everybody-
Too. Moments make memories, and then whatever that moment is elevates certain players. So like
Right
LeBron,
with it,
Steph, KD, they had like moments in their career where you like, oh my God, like
Whether
It-
you
it-
love them or you hate them.
it was just, and have we seen that from any of the young guys
Hate them.
right
Yeah.
now? We haven't seen
Not as
like
much.
we haven't
A
seen
defining
LeBron.
moment.
Yeah, we haven't seen like I'm not like saying they have to do the exact same thing. I'm just talking about the moment when LeBron scored. What was it? 27 straight against Detroit. Like,
Yeah.
you know
That's
what I'm
a
saying?
playoff moment.
Coming back
But I'm
coming
talking-
back down from 3-1. Like
The
we've seen-
decision.
we've seen Kobe's moments. Like these guys don't have these like
I
altering
don't think
like
that's necessary.
moments.
I don't think that's
And
necessary.
I think that's why
because-
also fans don't really gravitate towards that either.
all right. Let me
I
ask
don't
you
think
a
that's
let me ask you
necessary.
a
I
question.
don't think that's
real quick.
necessarily true. Because I think some of these guys had moments, but they still don't gravitate to them for whatever reason. Like I like example of when Trey Young was torching the Knicks and that year he went to the conference finals. Mad moments, hitting game winners, all that. But he's one of the most hated players in the league. So I
But
don't think it's just that. I
think-
think it's because players don't
Go ahead.
have strong. I don't think players now have strong identities of who this player is. Like when you think of Vince Carter, you think of dunks. When you think of Kobe, you think of dunks and fadeaways and crossovers, Iverson crossovers. When you think of some of these guys, Steph replica,
Personality.
LeBron replica. That's what people are saying. There's no. This is what who
You
this
don't-
guy is.
you don't
Even
fear them.
Ant-Man. Oh,
You
the next Jordan. Yeah. Oh, the next Jordan, not who he is. And the problem is nobody has stood out yet like that. Very few have stood out on this is who I am, and this
me
is
ask you a
what my
question.
brand is.
Let me ask you a question. Out of the last 10 years, who was the NBA player that you feared with the ball in their hand?
Damian Lillard.
One. Eric.
LeBron.
Kawhi Leonard.
Steph.
LeBron, Steph, obviously. KD.
KD a little bit.
Kyrie Irving.
Nah, KD.
Kyrie though. Kyrie.
Kyrie.
I will go more
Niggas say
KD.
Kyrie, but not KD. Nah. Oh my god, I'm out of here. Yo,
Listen.
I'm gonna tell you why.
talk.
I can tell you why Kyrie and not KD.
Good talk.
When he got with Jokic, he was feared a little
Jamal
bit.
Murray.
No Murray. They don't fear Murray. That's why he gets all those opportunities because they don't.
Wait, hold on, Josh. That's because Polo, you said you'll take Kyrie over KD. Like that's
No.
That's why
I take him over. I said I don't think people fear. I don't think people, meaning like he's feared as much as Kyrie, even though Kevin Durant is much better than Kyrie. I'm just saying.
Where you going with
fear
this though?
aspect of it, because when Kyrie got to that stage, he really torched I'm not saying the Cavaliers team wasn't a good team, but he shined. He's a much lower level player than LeBron, but he played at LeBron's level.
Said last 10 years.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus when he had to play with the best team in the NBA history. So like it's not really going to be looked at the same. Not going to be.
I'm gonna add another piece. I'm gonna add another piece to this question. Who do you fear on this list at the last possession of the game?
The list that we just gave.
Kyrie the most, man. Kyrie the most.
No. I'll say Damian Lillard probably.
Said Kevin Durant.
Nah, man. It's Kyrie.
I'll say Dame.
Said Kevin Durant. You said who? You said Polo.
I think I might have to go with Dame.
It's either Katie or Dame for me.
I might go with Dame.
Josh.
Kyrie, man. Mr.
Eric.
I'm not going with Kyrie.
Eric.
Dame done took out people. Like took out his ops.
No one mentioned Steph Curry.
All right. No. So
Steph is my favorite player, but
we got Steph.
Dame takes out his
Katie.
ops. Like you talk trash to him, he take you out. Steph always do that. And that's my man. Yo,
do you have an overall consensus for Kyrie?
Took him out. Westbrook took him out.
You
got hit list.
Are we putting Kyrie on this list? For most for the last possession? All right, okay. It's 4. Who else I got?
Katie.
In fourth quarter, guys, you know what?
No. Last shot of the game.
Kevin Durant.
I would say this recently. I might even put, a little bit of love to the young guys. I'm gonna give Trae Young some love, and I'm gonna give Ant-Man some love too. And I give Ant-Man some love too.
Not yet.
Ant-Man don't play. Last year he was impressive last year.
Yo.
He's impressive.
We gotta move. We gotta move.
Season predictions. We even touched that yet. Season predictions. Right. We off topic right now. Season predictions.
You're right. I'm sorry, Josh. I upset you.
Oh,
next level.
Wait. Luka, just real quick before we segue. We forgot about somebody.
Thank you so much. I was waiting for someone to say that. What
about Harden?
No.
Y'all don't fear Harden when he had the ball?
No. Not in the playoffs. Regular season.
Well, not in the playoffs, but I'm just talking about period.
No.
Period. That's what it matters.
No, last shot of the game. Shot of the game.
Okay, so Greg, I was answering your first question with James Harden, but last shot of the game
winners that James Harden hit in his career.
No. All right, forget it. Let's move.
And that's why I asked the question the way I asked it.
You know what, guys? Iguodala. All right. Season awards.
Sunday at the games.
Max Kellerman.
As we go into
Harden is the worst player out of all the superstar players when the games matter.
How dare you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Is he not on record?
It's on record. As we roll into the season, obviously, it's always talk about who's going to take home these awards. So we're going to start off the bat with who you guys think is going to be Rookie of the Year, because I think this is very interesting because Rookie of the Year this year is kind of it's very weird.
Bronny. Black nepotism. Yep. Bronny. I'm bored. I don't like the Lakers.
I'm gonna join out. If Bronny wins it with 8 points and 1.5 assists, I'm done with the NBA.
You know what? What's crazy about that? It sounds nuts, but people have won Rookie of the Year like that before.
Brogdon, remember Brogdon?
Michael Brogdon.
It was like 12 points. I think Buddy Hill.
I mean, that was a
Buddy Hill winning
horrible
like
rookie
that.
class.
Did
That was a
he
horrible.
Didn't Michael Carter Williams win one? Like,
Yeah, he
he
did.
had good stats.
Yeah.
He had good
Yo,
stats that year.
Oh,
Put no bets in the
MCW
stats.
MCW had
No,
it all
MCW
gassed up.
He had good stats that year. He averaged like 17, 7, and
I
7.
would never forget that first game he played
Yeah,
against.
he
the
was
Heat.
wilding that season.
Oh my
He
god!
just
Yeah,
flopped after that. He just flopped after
yeah,
that.
that
He had
was
good. He had
that
good
was
stats that
2K
season. though.
numbers.
like
Yo,
he
Brogdon
literally
dropped
hit the
the
rookie wall and never got up after that.
Right.
Crazy.
Yo, that was
Brogdon was
blackout
like
numbers right
12
there.
points. He was
Blackout
rookie of the
numbers.
year. So it's been years like that. So that wouldn't be shocking.
About to be another one.
but
But yeah, the rookie of the year this year is pretty wide open, man. Right? Like it's no clear cut lock. Obviously, the top 2 picks,
The French guys.
haven't
I don't know
you know,
none of these dudes,
I
bro.
already got my pick for rookie of the year. I already got my pick.
Risha Shea and Alex
your
Sarr, But all right, Greg, who's your pick?
I actually got Dalton Connect because I think the Sixers, the worst mistake they did was passing him to draft that TikTok kid. Dalton Connect, I've
he's
seen
out.
him play.
And Jeremy Kane's out.
I've seen him play his entire career in college. That boy can ball.
Yeah, SEC Player of the Year. Yeah, so
I'm
I
going
mean,
with
ball.
Son from Memphis, rookie of the year.
Zach
Zach
Edey.
Edey.
Zach Edey, yeah.
Not mad at that.
He gonna get the ball.
Not mad at that.
He gonna get the ball.
And he's starting. So he's gonna get a lot of opportunity to kind of
As long as
capitalize
he don't
on
get
that.
injured, because them 7-footers get injured pretty easy. As long as he don't get injured, he got it.
Josh,
Even though I see it is difficult with the rotations over there, the best player out of this class is Reed Shepherd.
I was gonna go with him.
So,
Yeah, he pretty good.
I don't know
I'm
how
glad
the
that you
minutes
brought
is
up the
gonna work over
rotation.
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's so many guard play over there.
I don't know what's gonna happen over there, but he should win. if he
something.
plays.
It's interesting because Houston has to do something. I think like they
They have to
I
trade
think-
somebody.
they have to cut bait. They have to cut bait.
They got too much good youth over there sitting there.
Yeah. Eric.
All right, so go back to Houston. Who you gonna get rid of though? You just re-signed Jalen.
Not sure. I'm just saying, like they're gonna have to look to. I think Steven Adams is not going to be there long term. I don't.
You should keep him long term because you need some of that veteran. Because I think they're trying to trend towards the playoffs.
Yeah,
So that's why they brought in.
They should be in the play-in this year. I would say that.
Dylan Brooks.
The
and
young
they brought
guys that
in
might be
Adams.
gone.
So you should kind of want to keep them because they got the all-star level talent in some of their youth, but maybe not the know how to win games. So they're bringing in know-how type of guys.
They got 2.
Yeah,
they got 2.
but they drafted them. So I'm saying, like, who knows who else they might have in the next.
Yeah, Eason's another good player that they have too. Like Cam Whitmore, another one. So
so they might develop into some like all-star level players. So I think they plan on having Adams and like Dylan Brooks for a little while because those are guys who know how to win games. Yeah, and Dylan Brooks is young.
Oh, Dylan out winning games?
He was with the Grizzlies. He was with the Grizzlies when they were not winning, and he was part of the winning process. So I'm not saying he's a champion. I'm saying
they ran into LeBron.
So you're giving them credit for being the peanut butter and the jelly sandwich. Like he didn't do that much.
You should ask DeRozan about how that goes when you go against LeBron. You know what I'm saying? It just never turns out well.
Wow.
Love DeRozan,
Eric, who's your pick for Rookie of the Year?
I got Rob Dillingham from the Timberwolves.
That's who my pick was as well.
I'm not mad at that. Not mad
because and the reason why I agree with you on that one, Eric.
I like him a lot.
Is
because on top of that, and I'm thinking
on
top of that, he's gonna get major minutes off the bench because they're gonna have to solidify that they're starting the point guard rotation. And I think he's gonna get major minutes off that. He's gonna
like my argument for his case is that one, he is a scorer. Like he is gonna be
he's going to help when Mike Conley off the court when he's done.
Yeah, like Lou Will type of effect for like that's what I'm getting from him.
Too.
And to spell Ant-Man as well, like you need an aggressive guard. So I think to me, my pick will also be Dillingham from the Timberwolves.
And he
has a lot
of know-how as a young player. Even though he's a young player, he's a lot of know-how when you watch him play. And,
I think
they needed that for the backup.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think Dunn is an interesting pick from the Suns as well. I I think he's going to get a lot of minutes on that team, and then obviously Dalton Connect, because Dalton is an actual need. Like the Lakers need his shooting, like no other. There is no other prolific shooter on that roster but him. Obviously, D'Lo can get hot, right? And he had a career year, but like Dalton is a dire need. So he may get a lot of minutes, and he's JJ's prototype in a sense. So he may get a lot of minutes through there. Armani, who's your pick?
Nah, with Josh Reed.
Reed
Shepherd.
Reed Shepherd.
Yeah, but that's just my biggest thing. Just getting because there's so many guard play over there. You know what I'm saying? So he just got to find the tick in order to showcase what he could do. That's all.
All right. Next up, 6th man of the year. Last year we had Naz Reid, who won 6th man of the year. And this year, I personally think I'm gonna go first.
Ooh.
I think it stays in Minnesota. I think
DiVincenzo.
It's 6th man of the year.
That's actually valid. I feel like he has something to prove this year.
He absolutely does.
Yeah.
He absolutely does. I think he's going to be on a mission this year. And there's something about him on that team. I saw their preseason game because they played the Lakers obviously last week, and it looked pretty scary. He's playing with a chip on his shoulder. I could tell.
I hate to break it to you, but DiVincenzo will not play the whole year in Minnesota. Someone will trade for him.
Think so?
Absolutely.
I think here's why I say I don't know about that, because I think they're going to trade if there's a trade.
Randall's
I think they're going to trade Randall first because Randall's an expiring contract.
Right.
I go by how I judge teams is how I just look by action. You've got off Cat for a reason. It wasn't because Cat wasn't meshing with the guys. It was because Cat was a cost-effective move. That was the reason why.
Hey, do me a favor. Look at DiVincenzo's contract, please, and look at how much he's making.
Yeah,
he's not going to require as much money as a Randall, though.
He's not,
but he's a movable contract.
Yeah, he is, but
so is Randall. Randall's an expiring. Dante's not an expiring either. So what I'm saying is, I just think Randall, for the production you're going to get for him, and a guy that's trying to get a bag and there's not enough teams with cap space this coming summer.
Yeah.
So he has to ball out to ensure that he can get a deal. So for me, I just think his value will be a lot better because you're going to get production, a motivated guy who's trying to play for a contract, and the team's benefiting from getting that expiring contract off their books. So I just think, that's where Minnesota is going to be. But
yeah,
I think Dante,
Minnesota, $11 million for the next 3 years. You got to keep that. That's a bargain.
Yeah, that's like, dude, think about it. Also,
mid-level.
Austin Reeves is making 12. Like, think about that. Like those are bargain deals at this point. Mm-hmm. Especially when you think about what these guys got in the market today. Like those are awesome deals that the teams are going to value. That's why it's so hard it's going to be hard for Minnesota to be like, I'm going to give up Dante for whoever. It depends on what's coming back. Like,
all right, so let me ask you a question. So if you're struggling right now, if the Lakers are struggling right now and they need a spark, you're not offering a 2nd round pick for Dante?
And why would the Minnesota Timberwolves do that?
Yeah, Minnesota wouldn't even. They wouldn't even look the Lakers' way.
They hanging up the phone because it's like, what are you offering me?
They're not even answering the phone.
Yeah, they're not.
I do got a question. Is Jordan Poole still coming off the bench?
No.
Yes.
Yes,
he's
he's starting.
No,
he's back. He's back starting now. They announced that starting lineup. He's back starting.
Oh, okay. All right. I was gonna say I was gonna just throw him as my 6th.
No, it's no way you will give
just to throw something
man of the year to a 15-win team.
I give him 5 minutes.
I would just throw something out in the atmosphere because I wanted to be crazy.
One of the greatest crimes in light skin history is the career of Jordan Poole.
Oh shit!
It's up there. It's definitely up there. And when the Knicks paid Allen Houston $120 million over giving the money to Spreewell, the 2 bad moments in life history. The Knicks been down.
But just to be clear, we all know what number 1 is. The greatest crime in light skin history ever. We all know what that is, right?
What is that?
Shamar Moore or Soul Train. The greatest crime in light skin history.
Yo, that's
He was
crazy.
dancing. He was dancing.
He had the gay Vincent cornrows. Yeah, I know.
All the above. All the above.
Okay.
All the above.
But
Fair enough.
Josh, obviously, me and you are on the same accord with our 6th man of the year.
I think I'm with y'all
Polo.
too.
Oh, you with us too? All right, yeah, Dante.
I'm not mad
Armani.
at Dante.
Yeah,
Not
Dante,
bad.
he got
I
a chip on
might-
his
I
shoulder.
don't think you're
I might go with
I don't think
Malik
you're gonna
Monk. I'm going with Malik Monk on this one.
That's my pick. That's my
I'm
pick.
going with Malik Monk. I feel like the Kings got a lot of proof this year. Added
They made
DeMar
moves.
DeRozan. It's a lot of firepower.
I don't know
You
if
know,
Monk gonna stay on the team though.
That's the thing, because like,
I seen him been inching for Zach LaVine lately, so I don't know.
yeah, like I heard Zach LaVine and Brandon Ingram on their radar. I'm like, how y'all gonna make that work? But okay.
Yeah, that's
But,
why I was like, I don't
Cam
know. That's why I
Johnson.
said I didn't. That's why I didn't go with him either.
I just
I don't
feel
know if
like
he's gonna
the
be on that
Kings got a
team.
lot to prove this year, especially not making the playoffs last year, going to a game 7 with the Warriors the previous year. Nah, I feel like they're gonna be out here gunning. So I'm going with Monk on this one.
Now, that Monk's my pick too. That's one of my sleeper teams.
Yeah.
It's not even a sleeper, but that's one of my. Yeah, I think that offense, the way it flows, and De'Aaron Fox is playing with a mission because he
opted out.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna change my pick when you're done.
Like I think Malik is going to go off, especially in that offense, especially with the DeRozan there, especially with Keegan Murray's role more solidified now. That offense is going to flow. When Malik comes off the bench, it's going to be automatic shots. Like he doesn't even have to dribble.
Their starting 5 is going to be Sabonis, Keegan Murray,
DeMar,
Herder.
Herder's not starting. Keon Ellis is starting.
Keon
Ellis and De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, that's valid.
Not a bad starting 5.
They're gonna be mean.
They just need some height in the backcourt.
That's what I'm only concerned about.
Ellis
But I think they're going to be a fast team for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just concerned. Yeah, that backcourt. I'm just concerned about. And then
even
the thing with the bench, how are they going to?
From
my thing is, who are they mitigating? Like once Monk is in the game, right?
And
I'm sure. And if DeMar's on the floor with that, like who's getting the shots?
Well, the good thing about DeMar can unlock the game for others as well. DeMar, after his tenure with the Spurs, he became a better playmaker.
Right.
And I think from the mid-range game, like it's shown that like a 3-point team can get a lot of shots from the mid-range game.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna really try to turn up until the 4th quarter either.
Right.
He's gonna let you.
Now you got 2 guys who could cook in the 4th.
Yeah.
He's gonna let the first.
The Kings are gonna be a really good team this year. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
My 6th man is Russell Westbrook.
Not mad at it.
Russell Westbrook. I forgot about him. Come off the bench. Russell Westbrook. Listen, he was MVP. He's gonna have a big role off that bench for that team. When especially Murray always get injured all the time too. So I'm going to go Russell Westbrook because why not be different, right? And I root for Westbrook, man. He get a lot of bad rap out here for just playing hard.
Russ. I just
Russ,
don't like his tenure with my team. That's all.
But even then, he was getting a bad rap for your 2-star players not playing. He was playing all the games.
Yeah, he was. He was
doing his best.
That whole roster was just terrible.
He was just shooting at the side of the backboard. I wasn't cool with that.
We were starting Wayne Ellington. Like, come on.
When I made that trade, I said that.
And Kent Bazemore.
Wow. Wayne catching strays. Wow.
Days. I remember.
I hated that team.
Hell yeah. Wayne Ellington can throw a rock in the ocean, but we play against him. He cash money.
Yo, we started DeAndre Jordan for 40-something, 50-something games. Like what?
Yep, I'm through.
What?
I got my pick for 6 man.
Eric, go ahead. Yes.
I'm going Jaime Jaquez, Miami Heat.
I like that.
I thought he was gonna pick a Knicks.
I thought you was gonna say McBride, man.
McBride is hilarious. That would have been funny as hell.
Deuce is gonna get the green light, so I'm not mad at it. But But Jaime, I can see it. I won't be shocked if he's starting by midseason because his game.
Also, speaking of Miami, sleeper, rookie of the year, sleeper. What's his name? Kevin Ware.
Yeah, Khalil Ware.
Khalil Ware.
Okay.
He's legit. He's really legit.
Okay.
And you know, Miami has they know sometimes they take these role players and you know we get duped. The Lakers the only team that get duped. By picking up Miami Heat players.
Why?
All right. So questions.
The problem is,
go you first, bro. You go, Polo.
I was gonna say, the problem is I pick up Miami Heat players without having Miami Heat culture. You gotta.
There's no such
it
thing.
doesn't work. It doesn't.
There's no such thing.
With Sean at, man.
They
No
work
such thing
hard.
as-
They make
no
sure
such
they
thing
make
as
sure you got
culture.
2% body fat on that team. All types of strict stuff going. When you go to Lakers, they be living a life, eating caviar, going to all the parties.
You know what's crazy? Josh did say before you got on that, you know, it's crazy how almost every Laker player that leaves the Lakers, they be mad depressed after. Like, look at Brandon Ingram. He looks sad in New Orleans, man.
The
He looks
Club,
sad.
man.
You're in LA with Snow of multiple persuasions.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sad too.
y'all saw Swaggy P out there in LA. He was just
Yeah.
smiling all the
He
time.
was living a life. He the star.
I mean, he was home. Literally, he was home.
Right.
He didn't look like that in Washington.
Would
He
you?
wasn't smiling as much? He wasn't smiling.
That's a fact.
He wasn't smiling. So
That's a fact.
when you go to LA, you're living the life. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
a fact.
When you got heat culture players, but without the heat culture there, they're not gonna always be as good.
That's
Some
a fact.
you need to have a strict environment. A lot of players need that because some players need that structure to not be just fools.
You need to be held accountable. You need to be held
Yeah,
accountable.
that's why like San Antonio be building up good players because they know you can't act a fool there, and it's born in San Antonio, so it's like okay, I got nothing to do but play basketball.
I mean,
All right.
Next category. We're gonna go to defensive player of the year. Josh.
Draymond.
minimum of
Nah, it's gonna be-
70
we already
games.
know.
Minimum
All right,
70
man.
games. Yes, that's play
And
70 games. So
I
player.
don't think it's gonna be Wemby, even though
Anthony.
people think it's gonna be Wemby. I don't think Wemby's gonna let the Spurs will win enough games to even be considered for this award.
Good with Chris-
really,
They're looking good with Chris Paul. I don't know. I think he's gonna get that shit.
You think they're gonna win at least 45 games to make the playoffs?
I think they'll be fighting for a play.
They're playing. I think they can get to the play-in.
They
However
won
many wins
22 games. They won 22 games last year.
You
Give
think
them
Chris Paul
plus
is winning 20 extra games?
The Lakers won
No.
49 games, bro. Like, think about it.
I think Chris Paul
in the play-in. 49.
That
Barnes
was last year.
get the
But that was
Harrison
last
Barnes.
year. The year before that, y'all won 42 games and y'all was in the play-in. So you can't factor year by year like it's always gonna be the same.
The bar is 40. They can get 40 because
They can get 40 wins.
They can get probably 20 games with freaking
Because-
Barnes and Paul alone.
Right. Because it's good. You got some leadership. You got leadership out there. You got leadership out there. They didn't know
It's
how
not,
to
it's not just leadership, it's just the extra body that can actually score on their own. Barnes can
Yeah,
score
but
on his
I think
own.
it's-
He doesn't do it
I
much,
think it's leadership
but he
because they
can.
know how to win game. People underestimate being an NBA pro, knowing how to win a basketball game. They didn't have guys like that before. I went to the Knicks game when the Knicks scraped them. And the problem was it was a close game until the second half because why? Brunson know how to win games. They had quickly at the team on the team at that time. They have players who know how to win games, and they don't shoot a lot of threes. But now Barnes might help with the 3-point shooting a little bit. Chris Paul can hit a 3 every now and then.
I don't know.
So that
bro.
Respectfully, Polo.
Yes.
Jeremy Shoshan was their point guard.
Yeah, they didn't have a point guard.
They did have a point guard. They chose not to play him.
That's it. But they're not gonna not play Chris Paul. And I think they could be a playing team.
Listen, I
They'll
don't
be
know.
five-
There's a
they'll be-
lot of teams
five
that were
for
bad last year that's gonna get better. The Rockets getting better. Memphis gonna be better. They gotta fight those teams too. So it's not no.
And Memphis back in
But I'm gonna go. I know you're not gonna like this, Ernest, because your boy never got one, and I don't know if the Lakers are gonna be there, to get one. But I'm going with the other Kentucky guy. Damn. It's his year.
Kevin Knox. Yeah.
Bam be locking up.
I'm going with Bam, man.
Yeah, he locked up Asia. Come on now.
He sure did. He sure did.
Yeah, we is, son. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
boy,
man.
he did that for the lineage. He did that for
Like
the
I
lineage.
said, I think, and
Or maybe put my
I'm gonna
Aces
just
hat
give a quick reasoning for this. I think after the Olympics, there's always this one player that you don't expect that has a great season, and I think it's gonna be him. And he expanded his range, and he's comfortable with it. And Spo is comfortable with having him shoot more threes. And I think just by him getting more exposure,
I think that's Sean.
I think
That's not Sean. That's not
Oh,
Sean.
that's-
I think by him getting more exposure, I think because
Bro,
deep
with
three is
Sean.
more of a name thing. Like, oh, it just starts catching on late in the season, and I think Bam is gonna get that catch on later in the season.
I'm not mad
Like
at
he's gonna
that.
have a great season.
I'm not mad either.
I'm mad at that.
All right.
What about Rudy Gobert? Y'all? Rudy Gobert again?
Hell no.
This is for 6. What's it be?
Nah,
What is
it's gonna be voter fatigue for him now. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think so. Armani, who do you got?
I'm a simple man. I'm going with the player who should have won it last year, and that's Anthony Marshawn Davis. Come on, son. They keep violating my son.
This is middle
They
name
keep-
for real?
I'm not.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what?
really.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Marshawn. Yeah.
Mr. Glass deserved it. Mr. Glass deserved it. He played pretty
Oh,
much.
here we
All
go.
right, no. We're not doing that.
No,
We're not doing that.
no.
We're not doing that.
What
We're
he's
not
at?
doing that.
What he's
Mr.
at?
Glass. When you got Joel
Mr.
Embiid, who's Mr. Glass. You have Kawhi Leonard, who's Mr.
Kawhi
Glass.
don't count. Kawhi
He
don't
is
count. Kawhi
glass
don't
too.
count.
There's multiple
Kawhi
glass.
don't
men.
count.
Why does Kawhi don't count?
Kawhi is playing with
bubble.
arthritis in his knee, bro. He can't help that.
No, Kawhi bubble boy.
Yo,
He works-
no. The goalpost gets
Bubble
moved
boy.
every time.
How's that?
Every
It's not a
time,
goalpost.
man.
I'm being fit. Yo,
Kawhi bubble boy.
Kawhi.
Yo.
No,
He
no,
gonna
look.
Sneeze on him, he might die.
Yo, did you just call Kawhi Bubble Boy? Yo,
Listen,
chill. Wait.
Kawhi is playing
Kawhi.
with the same thing that took out Brandon Roy, and we didn't see him again. So I think that's fair.
Yo, it's mad funny
Yeah,
you say
I'm
that.
mad at it.
I did compare freaking when the news came out about Kawhi, I did compare him to Brandon Roy.
It is the Brandon Roy
did
had to
compare
stop
to Brandon.
playing after that. Kawhi
Yeah.
has gave us
Yeah,
5
okay.
extra years after that.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't know. Look it up.
What?
It's the same thing as
How
Brandon
do
Roy.
you how do you call someone who averages playing over 60 games every year? It's only one season that he didn't play over 60 games. It's only one.
He's bubble boy, man.
I'm
That's
mad
all
at
he
that.
get.
I think
I'm
it's
mad
more
at
of
that.
the
I don't
every
understand.
game is
I'm
the same
so
game for this.
confused,
Because
man.
Embiid doesn't get that label for some odd reason. And he gets injured way
He
more
should.
than
He
Anthony
should.
Davis.
He should.
But you know what? He comes back.
He should. And
It
not even
doesn't
that.
matter though.
No. I agree with you saying, but I'm saying the difference between him and Kawhi injured and don't come back. And B come back and he'll hobble to the finish line if he got to. And that's why he don't get that Mr. Glass too. There's a lot of glasses out there, boy. It's a lot of glass running around them courts.
Hey,
Lot
this might be
man.
cap.
A lot of Charmans out there.
This might be cap, but you notice how, like, I'm sorry to cut you off. Notice how Embiid said he's not playing back-to-back games after he won the MVP. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
He
let
can't,
AD
Because he was
let AD come out and say I ain't playing back to back. She's
I
gonna be called all
do
types of names.
respect the AD pick though, Armani. Like I really want to pick him, but I don't know where the Lakers gonna win. There's like I don't know if y'all gonna win
And that's
48
fair.
games or y'all struggling
Bro,
for the
like
play.
I
don't
said,
know.
this is
I don't
all
know.
about Braun and Brawny. That's it. Braun and Brawny. Eric,
Alright,
who
so
you
let's-
got, man?
The state of California, we playing for one of the 2 playing games.
Eric, who you got, man?
Alright.
Right now.
I got Chet Holmgren as defensive player of the year.
I like that one. I like that one.
I
like
think
that
that
one. I'm hot.
because you think about that Thunder team's gonna. I think they have the best record in the Western Conference.
I
Eric
think
is
he could
killing it
put-
with these predictions. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
He-
I like
punching.
that. Because you know it's crazy. I wasn't thinking Chet. I was thinking more Lou Dort was gonna get it, but I like Chet. I think with the additional Hartenstein, I obviously he's hurt, but I think they're gonna
Wait,
stop
wait,
both
wait.
of them.
Wait, Lou, that's very interesting that you thought Lou Dort because, like, when you think of like defensive players of the year, like a guard doesn't really come to mind. The
Not
last
often.
guard that won it was what you said, Polo?
I said not often.
Right. The last guard who won it was Marcus Smart. We was all looking at each other like, what?
Which was a horrible.
Right.
Horrible.
And then, like outside of that, I can't think of any other guard. Well, obviously Gary Payton, right? Like
Jordan.
who's Jordan, right? But like not many like guards come to mind when you're thinking of DPOY. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
usually
that's
wings
why
and big.
Because
right.
I think with the
Didn't
addition,
Wade win one?
Nah,
Dwayne
he
Wade?
got
No.
No, he didn't
There was
win
a guard. There was a guard between that era that won one. I can't remember.
none.
none.
won it.
It was
None.
like, remember,
Who won
the
in
White was in the
2000?
league.
LeBron was supposed to win it one
LeBron was
year.
supposed to win one, but Marcus
No
Gasol got
guard.
it over him.
Only wings and centers won it.
Yeah.
No, that was a
Or-
guard that won in the 2000s. I'm like 85% sure of that.
But
I can remember.
I would say though, I feel like Czech could really put his stamp on the game defensively, especially because the Thunder team need that. You know, because the biggest thing that they needed was like bigs, and I feel like now that he don't have to be the only big because you got iHeart coming off the bench. I feel like he has enough energy to defensively impact the game.
But
know,
the same thing could go for Lou Dort because he has Alex Caruso now. So
I was just about to say
Lou Dort now could really tap in because he's already a good defender. Like players have already said it. He's already a good defender. Now you put him on the floor with Alex Caruso, it becomes pretty.
New Orleans, the little point guard. What is Vasquez? That's his man's name.
Alvarado.
Grand Theft Alvarado.
Alvarado.
He be out here hustling on that defense.
I don't know, man.
Doesn't play enough minutes.
I
Doesn't play enough minutes.
He doesn't have a chance.
Look,
And
speaking of the Pelicans,
it was Artest was the last guard forward to win.
yes.
I knew another guard won in 2000.
Speaking of the Pelicans, they got Herb Jones running the 5.
Finished.
Like
You heard me.
My point though, it's like a wing that won it.
Right.
Mostly
Yeah.
I said wings and a guard, like a person who only played guard hasn't won it since the night.
Yeah. Okay.
But wings,
what's the next award?
Most
coach of the year.
I'll start it off. I'll go with Mosley for the Magic. Orlando Magic. Yeah.
That's a real good one.
That's the one I had too because I personally think Orlando's going to be a top 4 seed this year.
Yeah.
I agree. I
feel like Paolo going to take a bigger leap than he did last year. The acquisition of KCP is going to help him out.
That's
good
huge.
guard play, good defensive, like dudes that could guard. And they exceeded expectations last year. I just hate the way they went out in that game 7. But like you learn, right? And I think they're definitely gonna reach a whole new ceiling this year.
You know what does the Magic team remind me of? The Magic team with McGrady and Grant before he got hurt. The way they run their offense reminds me of them.
They don't got a guy like T-Mac. T-Mac was
no.
Hey, T-Mac.
They don't. But what Paolo can do in and out, especially when he gets on the block.
No, yeah. I mean, like you're talking about like ISO, yes, but like I just think T-Mac's scoring was so prolific. Like that was just
insane.
That was like it was at times like people thought he was better than Kobe.
I know what he means. Because like they had Mike Miller at the time, they had Grant Hill, so they had a lot of like guys who could switch positions.
Should have had Tim Duncan though.
They almost had Tim Duncan too. Yeah, which is wild. That'd have been crazy.
Doc Rivers.
All because he can get on the plane. Some bull.
Blame Doc Rivers again.
Josh, who do you have? Coach of the year.
Coach of the year. I don't want to be the same as Marnie.
You gonna say the Nets coach?
We gonna lose.
Oh no. But coach of the year, man. Let's get my son.
DJ Redick.
If the Grizzlies really, really about that, man, giving it to him, man.
Taylor Jenkins.
Yeah, I'm giving it to him. If they really make that big turnaround, man, I could see them being like, yo, like they turned it around. Memphis, even though it's gonna be Ja.
Do you think they need to make a move though?
Nah.
Yes.
I think so.
No, I think so.
Yeah.
I feel like they gotta see it out first.
Shooting. They still gonna need more shooting.
And they need a bigger wing.
Cam Johnson, hello. But I think
there's a reason why nobody traded for him yet, bro.
You gotta see it through, huh?
He's a nice guy. I met him. He's a a nice guy. Chill. We're not gonna disrespect. We ain't gonna disrespect no Nets right now. But I agree. I'm with
Let's
Josh.
finish last.
All right. What's the
All right, so
What is-
my pick.
Yeah, Eric.
All right, so my pick. I like Ime Udoka from the Rockets to get it. I think the Rockets are gonna make a big jump. They're gonna be a playoff team.
Okay. I respect
I
that.
think his scandal's gonna keep him from getting it. Even though it ain't the same franchise, you know how the
Yeah,
media is.
the one thing in the NBA politics, they do hold grudges behind the
Every
scenes.
forget.
time I think of Udoka, they really stopped the Nets from hiring him. I never saw that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's really crazy.
He
That's
had
why I
the
said, I
job.
don't know if
He
you know,
literally had the job, bro. He had the job.
Right. They
Had the
said
job.
they hired him. They basically said they hired him and then didn't hire him.
They stopped
Yeah.
it, but it is what it is. Whatever.
Yeah.
Man.
They had the job. Yeah. My coach of the year candidate. We're going JJ, man. We're going JJ.
You have to. You gotta have to. You gotta have to.
They're not looking bad out there in the preseason.
Yeah, we going JJ. I believe in the coaching
You got that
staff.
playing the triangle again.
I believe in the
Rumbus
I
offense.
I believe in the coaching staff. There, obviously, it all depends on wins. Like again, like listen, everyone got us not make the ESPN projected us to miss the playoffs this year.
They got y'all at 42.5 wins.
Hit the over. Hit the over. That's all I'm gonna say. Hit the over. Because think about it. It took Darvin Ham 56 games or so to finally decide to start the same starting five that took us to the conference finals the year before. It took him 50 games because he was just like, you know what? Because I didn't feel like doing it. And his excuse was the defense.
Go hard on them dudes.
Didn't matter.
Salute.
Huh?
Y'all won 49 last year, right?
49. Yeah.
A lot of
49
wins
games
to be a player. That's a lot of wins to be a player.
That's a lot of wins. That's a lot of wins. And the West has only gotten better.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we was talking about the Spurs. Like, bro, how much games you think they'll win for real?
That's a lot of games, bro.
That's a lot of games.
Think about this. The Lakers got two less.
Games.
The Lakers has 2 less wins than the Mavericks, bro. And the Mavericks got to the finals. Think about that.
And the
It's
10th
just
place team won 46 games.
Yeah, 10 place. You won 46 games.
I still think
It's gonna be the West is gonna be a little tough, man. It's gonna be tough this year. It's gonna be tough.
It's crazy how the West has become the East.
I don't think they will. I'm not saying they will make the playoffs.
Polo, who you got for coach of the year? I think you said Taylor Jenkins.
Oh, you get the guy from Memphis?
Yeah, Taylor Jenkins.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Memphis is going to make a big jump. So I think they missed the playoffs last year because of all the injuries and stuff. They're going to get most of their players back, so they're going to win a lot more games. And then if, like Josh said, maybe they trade for Cam Johnson, gives you more 3-point shooting. He got good size and defense. All of that stuff can play in. They might get a little better. But even with the team the way it is now, they should win a lot more games. So I think that's going to get – and Ja's going to come back with a redemption. He's going to try to, be himself, but obviously try to be more of a positive light versus the negative nonsense he was on before.
I hope so.
He going – because real talk, the NBA was giving him the keys to the league, and he kind of.
They really was.
Yeah, they was.
They really was. They was like, he's the one. He's the one. And then
they was giving. But now it's Ant-Man's league now.
That's what I'm about to say, because it's crazy how you could mess up your one opportunity. And I'm not saying that Ja can't bounce back, because I surely think he can. But
Kobe did. Why not him?
Facts. And it's just crazy how he literally had the keys, and then it's like, all right, you messed up, move it to the side. Ant-Man, you're the golden child now. It's just it's crazy.
Look, y'all seen that video when Michael Jackson was putting the gun down?
Next,
I see Zion coming back.
Most improved.
I see Zion.
I was gonna go most improved player, and then next. So we'll do most improved, then comeback player of the year.
Oh wait, I do the coach of the year.
And then MVP. Oh, go ahead, Greg.
Not for nothing. I kind of like it's gonna sound like Cap again, but my gut saying that Miami's gonna do something different in the middle of the season, do a trade, and that's gonna get them to the top 3, freaking
Spoelstra's never got coach of the year, by the way. So
yeah, like my
You said
gut.
top 3 seed?
Yeah, my gut that
In
they're gonna
the
make a trade.
East?
In the East,
Like,
top 3? Ooh.
hear me out. New Orleans. There's 2 teams to pay attention to during the season, trade wise. Pay attention to the Pelicans.
Yeah, I think Miami's making a trade too.
Pay attention to the Grizzlies. And I say that because, and I'm not wishing this, if he mess up again, they're breaking up that team.
If who messes up again?
Mess up again.
If Ja messes up again,
Ja?
they're breaking up that team.
I don't think Ja gonna mess up. I think Ja probably Ja's tricky because I think down the line he's gonna leave Memphis. But right now, I think the safest place for him is to be in Memphis.
Possibly. He brings too much money for that. And he brings too much money. He brings too much money for that.
Josh,
So,
the Nets, I don't know about that, brother.
Yo, let me show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. Oh, you keep talking. You keep talking.
No, I'm about to say, I hope you pull up Memphis' contract situation.
I think Memphis is not trading him because he brings in, even with the mess ups, he brings in too much money. He's one of the top jersey sellers. The kids love him. He got a top sneaker.
They be doing the gritty, all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't. He kind of embodies what Memphis is too, in a way. I don't see them just trading them.
So
even if
literally,
mess up again.
literally and figuratively, he embodies Memphis.
Yeah.
Zebo. You know
what I'm saying? Guns and Memphis go hand in hand.
Yo,
So I don't see that necessarily happening unless if he did something super outlandish. Like it would have to be something like crazy.
I didn't say Ja specifically. I just said like if he messes up, pay attention to that team because they got pieces, many pieces that are very.
I think they're gonna trade the team. I think they might make a trade, but they're not gonna break it up. Everybody's still mad young on that team. Triple J
with affordable contract,
like, 24. Yeah, he got a lot of like really young. Baines is young. All those guys are really young, so I wouldn't like it might shake it up, but I don't see it. I think I see them making a trade, like, but I don't know who they'll trade, but I don't think they'll break the team up per se.
Yeah, like I said, my pick will be Spoelstra, but like keep an eye out on the Pelicans and the Grizzlies if things don't go the way they planned.
Okay,
because Miami would be a nice spot for them because they got picks later on in the next couple of years, and they got cap space.
Giant. Crazy though.
Just saying.
That'll be dope.
So for most improved player, I already hate the odds because right now they're projecting Wemby to be the most improved, which doesn't make sense.
I mean,
You're supposed to, like, you're projected to do that, brother. You're like, that's crazy.
Ricky the kid.
Yeah, from most improved.
Who has
Derek White got a last year, right?
DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo got last year. Okay.
No, you said Derek White.
Your pick?
It was Derek White, but you're picking DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you got DiVincenzo. Armani?
I'm looking at this list. I say probably the most realistic one. Hopefully. I'm going between Jalen Williams and Cade Cunningham.
I can't give it a Cade.
The Pistons can't be as bad as they were last year, man. And
it wasn't like he was.
And you say it again.
It wasn't like he wasn't balling though. It just,
right.
No, he weren't closing games.
I say he ball out. They win some more games. He already in contention for it.
They were set up to fail by their ownership and their GM.
Coach.
You know, I can't. You know what? As much as everyone wants to put on Monty, I can't. Yo, he had nothing on that team but Cade Cunningham and freaking Thompson.
Not a good
That's it.
And Jalen Duren.
Okay.
And Ivy, who he was playing Hayes over.
And neither one of them can hit a jump shot. He had nothing on that team.
Ivy can't hit a jump shot?
He not to the freaking All-Star break.
And
All those layup and dunks, brother.
they had Alec
Watch the
Burks.
tape.
They got to bring back Joe Dumars as their GM.
They haven't won since, and that's real. They haven't won since.
He put that roster together. Treason and all of those guys.
Granted, his greatest era as a GM of all time will be him picking Dark over freaking Melo.
I'm gonna go with
Team One.
I'm gonna go with Brandon Pajinski from the Warriors.
That's a great pick.
Um,
That's a great pick.
He's gonna start. You know, obviously, a lot of responsibility is gonna be on him being, you know, I guess taking place of Clay.
Wait, is that official? Because I didn't even hear that out here. Is he officially starting?
I think he is gonna start.
Ooh, I don't. That's bad then.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Pajinski from the Warriors.
I'm gonna go with my boy Jalen Johnson, man.
That was my pick.
Jalen Johnson.
From
That's
Atlanta?
my pick. Yes, from the Hawks.
Yeah.
I'm mad at that.
That's
Just
my pick.
Just
Yeah.
Just signed an extension today. Just signed a
got the
rookie extension
extension.
today. One of the kids that actually deserved it. Yep. Good job.
Armani, did you go? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I pick Cade.
Oh yeah, you
He said
picked
Cade.
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 Pick
Yeah.
Cade. Yeah.
So next comeback player of the year.
Oh wait, shit, I ain't go. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Greg. Go ahead.
No,
I'm so sorry.
No. You good. 'Cause
That's
I'm-
an award. Comeback player.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there is.
That's an award.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been an award. Always been an award in the NBA.
Comeback.
That's easy.
It's a new
That's an
award.
easy one.
Yeah,
No.
that's easy.
Oh,
It's going to
Get that a
Lonzo.
job,
It's,
man. No, get
it's
that a
going to
job.
Lonzo. It's not. It's going to Lonzo Ball. I'm sorry. It's going to Lonzo Ball. It's going to Lonzo Ball.
Improved player, I'm gonna give it to Brandon Miller.
For most improved.
But
Yeah.
My only thing, I'm gonna just make this quick. My only thing with the Cade and the Brandon Miller stuff, why are we giving it to top lottery picks? I don't understand. That was never a thing before.
He had a
Yeah,
bad rookie year.
Didn't get there.
No, he actually
didn't
had
get
a
the run
decent
like-
rookie year.
Brandon Miller. Yeah, he was solid.
Like 14,
Yeah.
14 on a 14 win
It was
team.
decent.
That's good.
He averaged like 19.
Yeah.
Not for the
It
season.
was less than that. I thought it was 14. Like
It was 14. It
thought it was like
wasn't no
14.
19. If it was 19, he would have won rookie of the year. It wasn't no 19.
He
Oh,
averaged
Wemby?
17. He averaged 17 last year. 17. I'm looking at it right now.
oh,
All right, that's lower than 19. But all right.
Yeah,
I stand corrected.
17, 4 and 2. Shot 44% from the field.
That's my only thing. I feel like they lost the meaning of most improved. Most improved should never go to high lottery picks. You was a high lottery pick for a reason. We drafted you this high to be a star player. Why is it going to people like? Why is Wemby even in the mention of this? Why did Ja win it? Like,
You know what? You're right. I'm wrong. I changed my pick. You know what I'm gonna give it to? Trace Jackson Davis. You're right. I'm wrong.
I will say this. I don't think because you're a player you can't hit it, but it just has to make sense. Because you could be a lottery player, not play good your rookie year.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be your second year though.
Sometimes
You're
though,
supposed to
like,
get better in your second year. You know
It
what I'm saying?
depends.
Like,
based on the circumstance.
okay.
Yeah.
I think it's based on.
I think Trace is gonna start Wednesday night. So yeah, you're
Yeah, I
right.
like
I'm
the
wrong.
case.
Because let's say this: if you like a person who could have got it 1 year, like CJ McCollum, right? I think it was like his second year in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He was only averaging 9 points, and then the next year when he got the start, he averaged 20 something. So it depends on the jump. I think it depends on the jump. I don't think it necessarily
that's
depends.
different than what I'm saying though.
Yeah,
I'm saying, I don't-
Josh's case, he didn't need most improved. Desmond Bain got the jump. You know what I mean? That's why he
Desmond
gave it
Bain
to Desmond Bain.
Desmond got the jump. Yep.
Yeah,
So,
that's what
I see
I
what
don't
you
think.
mean. Yeah.
I don't think it's based on if you're a lottery pick or second year. I'm just saying it depends on how the jumps.
But the
If
fact
you
that they
take a
have Wemby as the favorite to win the award is
Crazy,
crazy
bro.
to me.
It's cap.
That's
That's
He's
crazy.
a generational talent, and you're like, oh, most improved. Let's give it to him.
Well, he could generation his ass and get a freaking chip. I'm sorry, man. I'll be the old man of the rule. I'm tired of giving these cats award before they earn it. I'm tired of it. Like
I
in
agree.
all genres of the freaking of every sport, football, basketball, baseball, whatever. We're just giving it to them before they earn it. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Get in the playoffs for once. Win a playoff game. You know what? Not for nothing. Win a series. Be a factor in the series.
MVP projections and all that. They be when they like you, they be thinking you. It don't matter.
Like
I seen it with.
Stop the meat guzzling. Stop it.
No, absolutely. Last but not least, the biggest topic. MVP. Eric, we're gonna go with you first.
MVP going. He should have won it last year.
Jalen.
Shea Gillis.
Yo, I thought he was about to say Brunson.
I thought he was about to too. I was like,
yo, I really thought he was gonna say Brunson. I was like, bruh.
I wouldn't have been mad if Eric said Brunson.
I wouldn't have been mad either.
Yeah.
One of us is gonna pick Brunson, rightfully so.
I say SGA. He's gonna win it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with SGA.
You should have won it last year.
Too.
He should have won it last year.
He should have.
I'm gonna go with SGA.
I'm
Josh,
gonna go with Jason Tatum.
Man, it's written for this guy. It's Luka, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Luka too.
Like you got to see how all the media guys is talking about. And it's Luka. It's like they made up their minds already. It's Luka.
They've been trying to give it to him for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
So,
but they was trying to do it with Tatum too, and then it's like, yeah, he's just not that guy.
I think I said this before in this podcast, and I'll say it again. You will not see a U.S.-born MVP for the rest of the decade.
Think so? Nah. They looking. Let Ja just turn stuff this year or something. They gonna give it to him.
Ant-Man has a shot to break that.
I really want to
be shot to break what?
I really want to be Ant-Man.
I really wanted to be Ant-Man.
You know what? That's one thing. That's one thing you didn't bring up. That's I hate to cut you off again. You brought up in the pre-talk. Who has the most pressure this year as a player? And I'm mentioning it right now. It's Anthony Edwards. It's Anthony Edwards.
Wait. So the question. Wait. The question was,
can we get through MVP first? Let's get through that first.
Yeah.
We'll get to
Yes. We'll just finish off with that question. But MVP.
So Josh, you chose Luka. Eric, you got SGA.
I got Luka. I got Luka.
You got Luka. You got Shea. Keith.
I got Tatum.
Is it Tatum?
He said Tatum.
Oh, that's why Adam will cut you off.
That's a real light skin pick right there. That's a shea butter pick right there, bro. Right? A shea butter pick.
He didn't even finish the name. He's a Tatum.
I'm flipping that. I am flipping that. I'm flipping that just like that.
Not a shea butter prediction. Wow.
Oh, damn.
That's funny. I guess he was saying Tatum. I'm probably gonna go.
Chill, you can't say his name. You go.
Yeah, I'll probably get put in the gulag too.
Damn.
Man, it's gonna be close this year. I just
it's tough, bro.
Say it with your chest, bro. Say it with your chest.
I'm back. My bad.
Who'd you say, Tatum?
Jace. All right. So my damn, I got about this girl just made me mad, but it's all good. But back to subject.
I'm glad I got the headphones on. Wait.
Yeah. All I gotta say, I said it was Tatum because if you go by last year's stats, right? The Celtics were the absolute best team in the NBA. His stats were the same as LeBron James' stats when he won MVP with Miami. And they were superior, like for the most part, to everybody. And I think because of that, he should have got MVP last year. Not necessarily he had the best individual stats over other players, because like obviously Joker had better overall stats because he's basically a walking triple-double. But if you factor the wins with the really good stats and efficiency, he should have got it last year.
That's a good point.
I think this year he might have the same kind of efficiency and probably similar stats again that he should get MVP, and they should probably have the best record again.
The only thing I'll say with that, and I get you, EricL, I also think that's been an issue with the MVP voting for the past couple of years because you had guys like LeBron who set the bar so high, and especially in his league now, you have the Shays, you got the Lukas, you got the Jokic, who's doing like these and Giannis and they're doing like all these extraordinary things. So it's kind of like, yeah, your 25 points per game, like that's cool and all. 27. I'm just going off a whim here, but I'm just like, that's cool and all, but like, look what these guys are doing. These guys are almost averaging damn near triple double. So it's like it kind of pops out of the paper just a little bit more. But I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, but it's also based. But you know what it is? Yeah, I agree with that. But this is what our conversation earlier, when you don't have the hype behind the good stats, because
agree. Yeah.
The thing is, yeah, those guys were doing astronomical numbers and stuff like that. But let's just put it in this: he wasn't even in the top 3. There was players with far worse records in the top 3. And he's leading the league with the best, absolute best record. Yeah. And he's averaged, not like he's averaging like 23. Because like think about this, look at that first MVP. It was only like 23 points a game. But he had the hype behind it. He had the hype train behind it. People don't really respect Tatum's game. And I like I said, it's because he doesn't really have a signature, like Ernest said, like he don't have a signature moment. I don't think he has a very identifiable game either, like where you say this is how he plays. I feel like it's a replica game. So some of those things factor in, but because he's the champion, usually they start giving you a little bit more light when you're the champion. So he might be able to get MVP if they have another season the way it was last year.
Yeah.
That's my pick. Okay. And I hate the Celtics, so I can't believe I'm picking the Celtics.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
But he is nice.
They can sink a bag of ducks.
Gee, that's pretty aggressive.
Yeah. So going into the last conversation of the night, what player has the most improved this coming season and why?
Embiid, shut up and play in the postseason. You know, I've seen people make excuses for you year after year because you're injured. Everybody's injured at this time of year, bro. Be an adult, play. Every time I get it, Ben Simmons passed the ball under the basket, but he didn't play the whole fourth quarter. You did, and you still lost to Trae Young. And I seen them pass the blame to him and not you as the best player, as the MVP. So Embiid, shut up and hoop. I don't want to hear nothing from you. You haven't made it past the second round. I don't want to hear nothing from you. You're 30, do it. That's it.
Damn.
Talk that talk.
Precise.
I'm not mad at
that. I'm actually, he was my pick too. Embiid, the process is enough. It's enough at this point. They went through star after star after star to pair you with, and now they stumbled upon an emerging star with Maxey. They added Paul George. They added all these other Caleb Martin. They added all these guys. You got Kelly Oubre, Eric Gordon. You add all these guys. There's no more excuses for Joel Embiid. The same. If your adversary Jokic, right, went out there and did it. Giannis went out there and did it. Regardless of how you feel about, how they got they got there and they did it. Like, there's no more excuses for Joel Embiid. There's no more. Every almost all the great bigs in the NBA today all have rings, and they were an intricate part as to why their team won. Mm-hmm. Jokic, like I said, Giannis, like I said,
AD.
Anthony Davis is another one. Like, these guys have been there. They may not have the MVP seasons.
Even Ben been to the finals twice.
Yeah, Ben went to the finals twice. Twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Cat just went to
the conference finals.
Yeah, what's the conference finals?
Wait, hold on. Wait, quick question. Was Bam a rookie on the last time that he went to the finals?
No.
He got to the year after.
Ooh, Bam? This is 2020.
This is 2020. Yeah. Bam was drafted what 2017.
2016.
So you got the year after.
2016.
Okay, you got the year after.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it's Embiid, man. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like if you can't get it done, you couldn't get it done with James Harden. You couldn't get it done with Jimmy Butler. You couldn't get it done with Ben Simmons. Like it's like, all right, bro. Like, all right, man.
Excuses
Like,
we
all
giving
right.
him? How many excuses are you giving him?
Yeah.
Like the same way how we be yelling about LeBron and Steph. How many people or KD? How many people do you need? Like Embiid, like for real, for real, man.
That's a valid point.
Hey,
That's a valid point.
No Steph slander. He won without them. No Steph slander.
I agree. That's my boy.
No Steph slander.
Everybody gets slandered, man.
No,
Sorry.
no.
Listen,
Last time-
Steph was there. Steph was
last
there.
time-
They came to him. Steph was there.
They was begging for KD, but
He was begging for KD. Please, we can't beat LeBron. Please.
Either way, my boy still had one.
Please.
He still had
Please.
one without him.
He still had one.
In the
Ooh,
parking
you
lot.
Another one.
that was
In the
cool.
parking lot.
But we don't act like they wasn't begging for KD because that's crazy.
Right.
Hey, gotta do what you
Was
gotta
it?
do.
Did they meet him in the Hamptons? Please,
Yep.
Come on,
KD,
man. They was
please,
begging
KD.
for him, bro. Come
Hey.
on, man.
Like
Hey,
Draymond Green calling him that night they lose. Come on, bro.
In the
That's like-
parking lot, in his
That's
car.
like Starscream going back to Megatron, bro. Like,
Jerry
come
West,
on, son.
Jerry West did it to Shaq when I got him to go to the Lakers. You
Yeah,
gotta
that-
do what you gotta do.
no,
Got to
that's
do what you
fine.
gotta do.
That's Harry, that's fine. We just saying people acting like, and not
Yeah,
just
like,
y'all.
it's
Everybody
just-
act like
It's just the notion of like people act like, oh, like here's the thing. Like I'm gonna leave this here and then we get back to the conversation. There's always this like KD is like weak, right, for doing that. But like no one throws it the other way around. Like
know what?
no, hold on, wait. I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't make sense. And it's a contradictive because
Go on.
if we get into a fight, right,
Mhm,
and you whoop my ass,
mhm.
and I go get my brother, and me and my brother whoop your ass, who's soft? Who's soft? I'm
You.
just saying.
exactly.
Fighting's a different circumstance.
No,
I get you.
I'm just saying, like it's just like we're acting like the Warriors had and like Steph and those guys didn't have a say in like, yo, KD, please, bro, because like we can't. They knew they couldn't beat LeBron. They knew that. So it's just at the end of the day, like all I'm saying is we got to call it spade a spade. Yes,
You know-
what Kevin Durant did was viewed as a weak move. I agree. But we're not going to act like Steph, Draymond, and Clay and those guys were not being weak as well.
Yo,
No.
They
You know
weren't-
why it's
they
not
weren't
weak?
weak,
You know
'cause
why-
they were
you know
champions
why it's not
already.
weak? You
They
know
were
why it's not
champions
weak?
already.
That's what I was
Oh,
gonna say.
come on, bro.
They were
Come on,
champions.
bro.
I'll give you an example.
Come
When
on, bro.
LeBron-
We know the real. We know the real of that series.
Hold on,
We know the
when
real of that
LeBron-
series.
When LeBron went to Dwayne Wade in the Miami Heat, it didn't look bad on Dwayne Wade. Why? He already won. His
They were
his
free
career was already
agents.
set.
Hold on, stop. They were free agents.
No. I'm not.
That's
saying
what
he
I'm
was a free
saying.
agent.
LeBron was a free agent. D
So
Wade
was
was a
Kevin
free
Durant.
agent,
So
and
was
Bosh
Kevin
was a free agent. Yeah, but Steph, Clay, and Draymond were not free agents. They were not.
No,
If you
you
already won without him. You won without him, right?
You're missing my point. You didn't let me finish my point. I'm saying is nobody ever looked at Dwayne Wade as groveling for LeBron to come there or coercing because he already won. When you're a winner, it don't matter. But when you're a loser, you're groveling. You know what I'm saying? Like we had to make this happen.
But
LeBron,
what I'm saying is though, like
in LeBron case, Dwayne Wade was already a winner, so I'm gonna go there to play with a winner. Same thing with KD. That's why they went hard at LeBron.
Hold on. But Bosh wasn't looked at as soft
because
he was a 25 and 10 player.
He's Bosh. Nobody cares about Bosh.
Oh, well, he's Bosh. It's crazy. So it applies to some, it don't apply to everybody. That don't make any sense.
All right, example.
Bosh wasn't anointed the king.
Because
His rookie year.
Here's the thing. But here's the thing. Y'all are saying, yeah, we already won. Okay, so do it again. And you guys couldn't. Right. So the minute you couldn't, you begged. Because we knew the consensus, but we knew the consensus. Without if LeBron just had Kyrie Irving on that first championship, Cavs would have won the series. It was clear as day. Everyone knew that. But y'all won, and respect for y'all for doing that. But then to turn around the next year and lose when he was fully loaded, that tells you something. That means in your mind, hold on. That means in your mind, you thought the first one you won was Fugazi.
Excuse me, sir. But was there something missing in the championship that the Cavs won against the Warriors? Was there someone missing?
Two players are missing. They lost Bogut and Draymond.
If we're talking about ifs,
Tough luck.
if we're talking about ifs,
What that mean? That don't mean anything.
They lost their two best defenders to keep the
LeBron
So
didn't have
LeBron-
Kyrie. He did not have Kyrie and Kevin Love the year before. Like, see, the goalpost is moved again. That keep moving the goalpost.
I'm not moving the goalpost. You added that in there. I said, you said your exact words is, what about Chris Bosh? Nobody cared about Chris Bosh. Just like when Kevin Love was on the Cavaliers, nobody cared about Kevin Love. You know why? Because when Kyrie left the Cavs, they said LeBron went to the finals with nobody, and Kevin Love was still on the team. Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly. And Kevin Love was still on the team. So I'm not moving the goalpost. I'm saying
all I'm saying
when
is,
when you're a winner, you can ask for whatever you want. But when you're a loser, you are looking like you're begging to be on the winning team. That's what it looks like. It doesn't matter.
So are the Warriors losers because they begged Kevin Durant? I'm confused.
No, they had a ring.
No, they saying KD is a loser. They saying KD is a loser because he begged to be on their team. KD begged to be on the Warriors, guys.
Oh my God.
I didn't even say KD was a loser. I just said it was.
I'm not saying
you can't be serious.
I said you're looked at as the loser.
He went
It's a bad look.
They called him. He didn't call them. They called him.
Hey,
Listen,
They called him.
listen.
Hey,
I'm gonna call
okay,
Beyonce to come over.
How was this overlooked? I'm so
but
confused.
you know what made it bad for Kevin Durant? What was it, like 2 years before? He said, I would never do a move like LeBron James in the Miami. Didn't he say that on national TV?
We know KD be capping all the time. It happens.
That's what I'm just saying.
Caps all the time.
You can't put yourself out there and then do the same move and then expect people not to come at you. That's what I'm trying to say.
All I'm trying to say to you is, at the end of the day, I just lost to a team I beat the year before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because I have that energy, we did this already. We won. We beat LeBron. We could do it again. Then you're up 3-1 and you realize, crap, maybe we're not as good as we thought we were, and we need Kevin Durant to beat LeBron James.
And you know what Kevin Durant said? I lost 3-1 to the same team, and maybe I'm not as good as I am either. I should join these guys who actually come here.
So there's two losers together.
It's two losers. That's what I'm saying. It's two losers, bro. Like, what are we arguing here? That doesn't make any sense.
We were already champions.
It does not matter. It does not matter.
And when he left, they became champions again.
It does not matter.
With a not so good roster. With a very average.
No, I'm done. End the show. End the show.
Very average roster the second time.
So
Average roster. What?
Their second win without Their second win without Kevin Durant wasn't like this is not prime play. This is not prime. Only Steph was prime. That was an average win that was an average team win. I'm not talking about Steph. All right. We're gonna talk. Their fourth ring wasn't. Their team wasn't an average team. It was a super team. That was a super team.
Nobody said it was a super team. It was a good team. But
we went off.
It was a good team. It was an averagely good team, though. It wasn't we thought that. I got a question. Did any of y'all think they would be in the championship that year?
Harry.
I actually did pick them that year.
So one person out of 5 people.
I never root for the Warriors, so it doesn't matter to me. You can't ask me that. I don't root for the Warriors at all.
Did I think the Warriors were going to make the championship in what year?
Didn't Smith go on TV and Perkins saying Golden State would never win again? Then they are.
You quoting Stephen A.
I'm not saying. Listen.
Come on, bro.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. The team was looked down upon like it wasn't going to be a championship level team again. That's what I said.
But Harry,
and they happened to win. It was not an OD loaded team like that. It was a good team.
Are you forgetting? I'm in the same group chats as you. What y'all was saying about Wiggins, what y'all was saying about all these players on the Warriors, Jordan Poole. That's a Jordan Poole is a top 20 guard in the league. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear this, man.
Wasn't I the guy that also said
this is nasty work?
Wow. Wasn't I the guy that said, hold on, and Josh could definitely quote me because I said it to Josh, Jamie, and Armani. I said, if Golden State trades for Andrew Wiggins, he'll be a better player over there, and they'll probably be able to win.
So how does that make them an average team?
He wasn't no super team. I'm talking about the team. What I'm saying is,
wait, time out. Didn't Andrew Wiggins average 20 points during that playoff run?
Exactly.
But Wiggins was a beast.
Poole did. Poole averaged 18.
You guys are not listening to what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying the team was trash. I'm saying
Yo,
the team was an average level championship level team. Is my point. It wasn't you knew they were going to get there. There were some favorites. Like when the Golden State went the first time, they were favorites because they had the best record in the league. All right.
Question,
when they went this last time,
if that
they did
Warriors
not
team was
have
the
that.
average team, what was the Detroit Pistons when they won?
It was one of those type of teams. Nobody seen that coming.
Wow.
You talking about You talking about the 2004 Pistons? That was everybody thought the Lakers. Everybody thought the Lakers was going to win that year. Everybody thought the Lakers because they had all those Hall of Famers.
We had a stacked team.
They had all those Hall of Famers on the team.
Right. Once the Pistons traded for Rashid, it was like, all right.
They became a contender.
They became a
contender,
the
but
Pistons
they wasn't.
team.
The Pistons team is better. The 04 Pistons team is better than this team that won that one. The 04 Pistons team is better than the 2020 22 champions. That's a better team.
With that NBA, I would say yes. With that NBA, I would say yes.
That's a better team. And that's what I'm saying. This team is not as good as that team. That team was not one of those teams that everybody thought was going to win it. Everybody thought the Lakers were going to win it.
They didn't think the freaking was it, the 88 freaking Pistons was going to win it all they wanted. Like,
true, but that team kept getting there.
Eric?
All right. Okay. So since we went way off tangent, we're gonna try to come back and wrap this up. All right. So
the play that you
finals,
feel that
finals,
has the most to prove.
Yeah, we was there, and then we somehow got off track
lost
to
at
Warriors and all that stuff. Okay,
has the most to prove.
So my player to that has the most to prove, Damian Lillard.
Not mad at that.
So
not mad at that.
Not mad at that at all.
Yeah, they got to do something over there.
Damian Lillard, his second year with the Bucks, and I got a full training camp. Got a full year with Giannis. There's still, I'm hearing that there's still issues with him and Giannis trying to get together. There's no excuse for him. He needs to get it done. He didn't show up in the playoffs last year. He needs to show up again, or else.
I got news for you. That Bucks team will be fighting for a play-in this year.
That's
I'm telling you right now. You got Chris Middleton, who's going to be out indefinitely.
Yep.
We don't know when he's coming back. He had surgery on both ankles.
Oh, no.
You have Giannis who came out and said, "Oh, if we don't win a championship, I could possibly, be traded." Who says that? Like, don't read between the lines. We're not stupid, Giannis. Your brother tore his ACL, and your brother's not on the team. We know the only person on that squad that could reel you in.
Yep, is your brother.
And keep you focused or whatever the case is your brother. He's not going to be there.
They better give him a coaching position on that team to keep things right.
Media day.
Put him on the coaching training.
Something. On media day, when they asked Giannis, "Hey, were you able to speak with Dame and did you guys get together this summer?" Nah, we didn't speak. We didn't work out together at all. Oh, okay, cool.
And he still got Doc Rivers.
Cool.
And Darvin Ham. And Taurean Prince.
I will say this. I agree with your pick. I'm not mad at that pick. I don't think him working out with Giannis over the summer is a big thing like that because a lot of good players don't tend to work out together, and then they come together that next season and make things happen and win sometimes. So, like Kobe didn't work with Shaq, and they still won. So I'm just saying, I don't think that's a big thing.
For them,
but I do agree with your pick though, and I do think there's a lot of smoke over there. So I do agree.
I just personally think it has nothing to do with their personalities, like not liking each other. What I'm saying is, I think the basketball fit is questionable because as logically as it should work, it doesn't.
Yeah, I think that's the coaching.
I mean, yeah, we'll see what coaching what Doc has. We'll see if Doc has mastered something for that. I'm just concerned about that Bucks team as a whole.
I agree. Them firing that coach last year, middle of the season, when they had the second best record in the East, or
they were number one.
Even worse. So I was like, that didn't make sense. So
number one in the league, and what I think it was like top 10 in top 10 in offense.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the GMing over there, it has they did too much catering, to be honest. Like sometimes you gotta You know, sometimes it's better when your star player is a little disgruntled. Because why? He's gonna go a little harder. We've seen this with Kobe when he was unhappy. They got Paul Gasol. We see it with Jordan. They won a ring. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to put a little unhappiness with your star player, just a little bit, not a lot.
In Kobe's case, he always played hard. It's just he really threatened to leave. But
Right.
the issue with that was he wanted to go to Chicago and play with Luol Deng and not Jerry West, excuse me. Dr. Buss was like, if I'm a trade you, I'm taking back Luol Deng. Because Luol Deng at the time was an all NBA player. But
true.
He's still getting paid on his contract, right?
But what I'm saying,
4 years for
a little unhappiness makes the team.
Like just even the surrounding, because everyone knows like, oh, he upset right now, you know. So that makes sense. That makes sense for sure. Armani, who you got?
I got Mr. Mariah Mills himself, Zion Williamson, man.
I was gonna say something.
And the reason why I'm saying Zion, man, because like
not the NBA Buffalo, but
the last time we see Zion.
That's crazy.
You never heard that?
Wow.
From Good Times.
Good times.
Looks like Bookman.
Good Times. Rest in peace, John Amos, man. Word.
Yeah.
The last time we see Zion, he was hooping against the Lakers in a play-in game.
He was balling.
And went to the locker room. And that's just like flashes of what Zion could do, man. And I just feel like the league has just been passing him by over the past couple of years because he can't stay healthy. Like we're seeing the emergence of Ja, we see an emergence of Ant-Man and stuff like that. Zion's supposed to be up there, man. Zion was supposed to be like, you see all the hype about like Cooper Flag and everything. Zion had that same hype coming out of college. More hype. Yeah, more hype. And it's just like, bro, like we've seen flashes of it, but it's like give us a reason why to invest. You know what I'm saying? And it's like every year it's kind of like he's constantly resetting. I think it was either Josh or Ernest who said it when we spoke about this like during the play. And it's like he's constantly like rehabbing and trying to recover to like fit in his body. It's something along those lines, but like and trying to play and trying to figure it out. And then he runs into another injury. He runs into another injury and he got to constantly like all right, reset again. It's like
he's never had an off season where he could just work on his game.
Right,
every off season he's had in the league, he's always rehabbing something. So he can't really expand on his game, can't really do too much because you're focused on healing, and then you're trying to expand your game throughout the season, which obviously doesn't work.
And then when you had a young team like the Pelicans, when he had CJ and Brandon Ingram, and then you got then you have Zion, like, and remember when it was like that one game in particular when Zion hit that like 360 windmill against the Suns when it was up. I'm like, all right, yeah, now they making a stand because they just got bumped the previous year by the Suns, you know. So I was like, all right, this is I don't see them like going far in the playoffs, but like they could really put a dent on it and like, you know, give themselves an image. And then that's when everything just started to fall down. Zion wasn't playing no games and stuff like that. The off court stuff started to happen. His diet was bad and all of that stuff. So I think that I get what y'all saying about Embiid and everything, but I really want to see Zion strive, man, because it's like he's an incredible player to watch when he's healthy and like just very exciting, like out of this world. You got a 6'8" dude who's 260, and like the last play we was able to see move like that is LeBron James. You feel me?
I agree.
So Clarence Weatherspoon with a vertical.
We'll go with Zion, man.
The thing with him though is like it's like NASCAR. Like every race, though, even if the car wins, you gotta fix up the car. His engine is too big for the frame. You know what I'm saying? The way he plays, the way how dynamic he moves and stuff like that, it's hurting his body. So he's got to find the happy medium to the athleticism with the skill. And like y'all both said, every offseason he's been rehabbing. So hopefully this season, I feel like he needs to be eased into it. And maybe they got to figure a system out how to make that work. I think it's the system they're running. Because sometimes they either run with him off the ball or run with him on the ball. I think they need to find a good balance of him doing both, not him doing one too much or too little of the other thing. Because last year they kind of started with him off the ball a little bit, and then they kind of struggled. And they gave him the ball and they started winning games.
Yeah, when he started, when he was on the block, he was good.
Yeah,
right.
He was giving us trouble in that playing game.
Right. So they got to figure out how to get that blend. And maybe this season, because it's a long 82-game season, they'll figure it out. But I do like that pick though, Armani. That was fire.
Yeah. Well, Greg, you have the last pick of the night. Who is the player that you think has the most to prove, this season?
I'm a do a hybrid. It's gonna be I said Anthony Edwards, but Zion has to go on that list now too. They're together. Anthony Edwards, this is what you wanted. You wanted all the smoke. Now you have it. It's your team. You have no one to fall back on. You're not going to get the same production that you got from Cat with Randall. You wanted the spotlight. It's yours.
It's probably more the same with Randall. With Randall.
No. Smaller, 6'8", 6'7", 6'8", same position, different whole setup on defense. There's going to be a lot of weight on Anthony Edwards, and you're hoping and you're banking that Naz Reid has the same year, if not a better year, than he had last year with six man of the year. It's going to be a lot of heat and people gunning for you to.
I think Minnesota. I think Minnesota's hoping he takes a leap.
The entire Midwest Conference is hoping he takes a leap.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you wanted to smoke. Here it is. And I will pick it back with you with Zion. I joke about it. His career, the way he plays, I get it. I get the health factor. I get that. I get the fact that, you mentally have to be locked into get better to be better, both physically and professionally. But he hasn't done it. We go back to coaching. This is his fourth coach since he's been in New Orleans. He's putting up Clarence Witherspoon numbers when he plays. It'll be a consistent, maybe a double-double by mistake, but it's nothing to move the needle.
You said Zion gets double-doubles by mistake?
With that team, yes. He should be doing more. He's
saying he's not going out. And
you had half a season of Ingram due to injury. You was there most of the season. You should have been doing way more than you did last year. There are no other options on offense but you and McCullough and Ingram. And McCullough wasn't even an offensive factor. He was playing point guard when he's not a point guard.
I would just say it was his first year where he's going into the season semi-healthy, and I don't think his body was used to the wear and tear because he hasn't done that ever in his career. And at the end, as you can see, his body broke down on him. So that's self-inflicted wounds onto your own profession and your job.
He played 70 games. I think he had a good season last year.
Yeah, he played 70 games. He had his best season because he played 70 games.
You just hate to see it end like that.
Right.
Yeah. You did. No one wants to see players get hurt, but I think, and I mentioned it earlier, we are so accustomed and comfortable with players not wanting to give their all, but just doing just enough. Zion's been doing just enough for the past 7 years he's been in the league. With the exception of last year. I give him last year. He's been doing just enough.
Yeah.
You're a franchise player. You claim you are a franchise player. Do something for your franchise.
Fair enough.
You already got the contract.
I think there's another guy we missing in this, Trae Young.
I was thinking of him too.
He's got it.
But I don't know what his season looks like.
It's hard for me to put expectations on a guy where his team got the number.
I don't know what his season looks like. I don't know if he gets traded.
Because I think it's more organizational issues than just him. I just think the organization don't know what to do. They're in flux.
You saw
Have you
what happened when
Have you
they
not noticed that
actually
a lot of
put
Hawks the last 20 years?
a
They never knew what to
good
do.
team around him, a good team that fits him. They got to the Eastern Conference Finals, bro.
Yeah,
So
I
I
think that
don't
was
think
accidental,
They
but
kind of messed that team up every year after that.
Not accidental.
they did. They switched the team up every year after that. When they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's like,
Yeah, but who was their
yeah,
coach?
but like
Who was their coach?
they went to two different coaches.
was it Nate?
It
Yes,
was
it was Nate.
Nate,
Then
and
they went to Quinn Snyder.
Quinn Snyder.
When they got
it's
to
Lloyd Pierce and
man.
Nate.
Yeah, it was Lloyd Pierce,
Yeah, yeah,
Nate, then
Nate,
Quinn. They went to 3 coaches.
So
Yeah.
you see where I'm going with this, right?
Oh, but wait, I thought that was only Brooklyn though.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Come on.
So you see where I'm going with this.
Brooklyn is horrible, guys, because they had so many coaches. Oh, come on.
We said this earlier.
Y'all had the exact same.
Every
Lily had the
team-
exact same record with freaking the Hawks.
Every team in the NBA is going through coach switching. I kind of hate that.
And
They
that's
need a
why
little
that's
consistency.
why the product is trash. And that's why the product is trash. You don't have enough time to build something. You don't have enough time to. It's a TikTok league right now. If it's not happening in 2 months, break it up.
Yeah, I don't like that a little bit. I do think you do got to have some growing pains
Or just grow. Just grow.
because all the teams who won have had some growing pains.
Like it's amazing that the Kings are still together right now. It's amazing that they're still together.
Toronto, the Bucks, all of these guys have had some growing pains. Like they
all
lost
Toronto,
the except for maybe the Lakers.
Oh, Toronto sleeper
They
pick.
really
by
have
the way.
growing pains. They had
Sleeper pick.
LeBron.
Yeah, Lakers didn't really have a going. I mean, LeBron. After his first year, he won the chip. So it's like, and he was, So
when you got LeBron, it's like a microwave thing. But most of the other teams have growing pains. Like they lost a couple of times in the playoffs, figured it out. The Nuggets. All of these teams had growing pains. So I do agree with that. Like consistency win. And the positive thing about at least like the new CBA, right? There hasn't been any repeat champions. But the negative thing is there's no repeat champions too. Like because some people do like consistency with the star players at least. But now we're getting to see a lot more diverse teams, different champions, different levels of winning, different ways of winning. It hasn't been no repeat style of winning. So you don't see people doing copycat leagues now because literally the past 3 champions, completely different teams.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, the last 4 or 5 champions, completely different teams. So,
yeah, no, all good points. All make sense for sure.
Oh, watch out for the Raptors, by the way. It's a sneaky good team coming this year.
To do what?
All right, guys. And on that note, we are ending the show.
It was a beautiful night.
They got 190 mil wrapped up in 4 players: Pottle, Barnes, Quickly, and RJ Barrett. I'm good.
Yeah, disgusting. That is disgusting over there. Thank you for joining everyone on our preseason primer. The season starts today, as it is 12:57 a.m. on the East Coast time. So some good games this week to get into. And it's always excited to kind of see how the season unfolds, and I'm sure there's going to be things that we didn't cover that'll happen. And obviously, our next pod, obviously we'll talk about the reactions of the first week of the league, but also want to talk about, like, after our first official week of the league, our next episode, I want to talk about trade block. Who's on trade watch?
Damn, already.
Oh, you're ready.
Already named my 3.
There's a lot of players on the go.
Yeah. So until that note, thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Greg. Thank you,
appreciate y'all, brother. Thank you
Polo.
so much.
Appreciate y'all, man. And until next time, peace and love, and take care of yourself and take care of people you love, and be kind to everyone. Peace and basketball, y'all.
Salute.
Choose God.